Chan. Get him with the Chan. Get him with the Chan. Yeah, get him with the Chan. Get them with the Chan. Get them with the Chan. Get him. Get him. Get him with the Chan, baby. Get him with the Chan. We are gonna Chris Chan it up tonight, baby. So we're almost done. We're in like the final freaking like 10 parts of Chris Chan. So let's at least get to 70 today. And then I think we should be good to go for the foreseeable future. We might even finish this Tuesday night. We might even finish this on Tuesday. So pretty exciting, honestly. Pretty exciting. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. See if you guys can hear me. Think you can. All right. Yep, you can. All right, we're good. Let me get my Streamlabs link, just in case any of you guys want to donate. And let's move over. Let's put this there. Go right there. And let's begin. Chris Chan. Final 10 episodes of this. I have to finish it out.
On August 21st, 2018, upon checking the Wikipedia page for Ruckersville, Virginia, Christine went to Twitter to point out that she was listed as one of the town's most notable residents, designated as an internet personality. She also linked to a screenshot of a certain website, which ranked people by popularity, which named Chris as the 29,869th most popular person in the world, and so asked for the whereabouts of her own Wikipedia article. Later that day, at 3:36 p.m. local time, Chris announced it was sleepy time, with the accompaniment of the sleepy time silly random word, Dundernuts.
I have to give you 5 minutes to get here
On the
before we
22nd,
start. Well, the reason why I
she
start
added
right off
a new
is
item
just,
on eBay for
just get right to
$200,
it.
a plush doll of the Pokemon Snorlax, signed by her mother, Barbara Chandler,
What's up, Mega
alluding to the
X
nickname
Legend
past
Retro?
trolls had assigned to her after a leaked photo
my
surfaced
night was
of
alright.
Barbara sleeping during a time she was significantly overweight. On August 23rd, Chris enlightened a Twitter user who had asked her whether Quickville was the name of its own dimension. She explained in a lengthy thread that Quickville was in fact a large nation contained within the state of Virginia of their sister dimension that was named with a designated number which she did not know yet. She further wrote that in that dimension lived not only the counterparts of almost everyone in the real world, but also the vast majority of fictional animated characters, such as those from the animated series The Simpsons, Family Guy, Kim Possible, The Smurfs, and all the cartoon players belonging to Warner Brothers and Disney. A few replies further, she revealed that after allegedly consulting with her supposed husband, Magichan, she had 2 possibilities for the name of that dimension, 1672 or C197.
You always change your name.
Later that day, one of the people who had bought Christine's signed LoveQuest poster from eBay left her a negative rating and opened a dispute after their purchase arrived late and damaged, causing Chris's eBay account positive rating to drop to 88.9%. In response, she listed a selection of blankets on eBay set at $100 each, which were advertised by Barbara in a YouTube video.
Go. My name is Barbara Chandler. Here today we have 4
I like how you can always hear Chris tell her go.
Or One of them is the bedspread. Anyway, we would like for you to contact us through eBay and
No worries, Retro.
make a purchase
The
of
Simpsons
one
have
of
predicted
these
many
blankets.
things. Yeah, you're
Or
not
all
you're not
four of
wrong
them.
on that.
Or all of them if
That's
you
a
would
funny
like.
thing that's been going on.
We need the help to fund our groceries for the rest of the month.
Oh, she
And your
definitely
help
isn't there
would
already.
be in purchasing one of these, the bedspread or the blankets. Thank you for considering us. We appreciate it. You have a good day.
His plush Snorlax is also available on a separate listing. Each blanket will be $100 a piece plus shipping. They will be shipped out within a few days after purchase.
Thank you very much.
Over the course of the next day, the signed Snorlax plushie and one of the blankets were successfully sold. At around the same time,
Damn,
Christine's
man.
trespassing
Chris
case
Chan makes
was
some
formally
fucking money,
transferred
dude.
from the Albemarle court to Charlottesville's court, indicating that it was still ongoing, with the next court date set on August 28th. When that day came, Chris's court case ended up
She
being
needs cue
continued
cards.
once more,
Yeah.
with the next appearance set to September 11th. Later that day, Chris messaged Kiwi Farms user The Captain out of
He makes some
concern
fucking
because her
bank when he
real-life
sells
friend,
shit.
Anna McLaren, had not messaged her back for 20 days. The Captain reasoned that Anna only contacted her when it was convenient and was most likely ignoring her. The Captain soon revealed that his communications with Chris, which used to be daily, had reduced in frequency because the Captain told her that the alternate dimension ideology was nonsense and
What's up,
refused
Michael?
to indulge in it. Later again, she purchased the video game Mirror's Edge Catalyst for $20. The next day, Chris listed a new item for sale on eBay, signed cans of orange-flavored Fanta, referencing the 2009 leaked video in which Christian drinks a solution of orange Fanta and his own semen. The following day, Chris posted a video plea for more monetary contributions, recited by her mother.
My name is Barbara Chandler. I'm asking you to help us with car payment by buying the blankets. They're nice. They're in
yeah, Retro.
perfect shape. They'll make a good addition to your home. Thank you for helping us. I appreciate it. Amen.
Chris also shared the video on Twitter, writing that they needed money because her mother was giving her financial grief. On August 30th, Christine drew a new counterpart of hers, which purportedly resided in Metropolis, Delaware, and was made in the style of a Marvel superhero known under her superhero name, the Quick Cyclite, who served as the chronicler of the real-world Christine and had
His
written
hand
over
drawing's
100
getting,
novels about her
getting
life.
better.
On the final day of August, she returned to Twitter to post about the newly listed mirror ball for sale on eBay, priced at $75, which she urged someone to buy to help her mother's bleeding gum problem. In addition, she posted an unused lighter that had been presented to her late father. Also on this day, Jacob Sockness, an individual who first learned about Christine from a YouTube video concerning bullying and fell in love with her, shared a photo of himself with a poster
this
he
a
had
troll?
purchased from her. Since finding out more about Chris,
Don't
Sockness
find out-
felt that
don't
they
fall
shared
for
a
people
strong
falling in
connection,
love with you, Chris.
considering that he was also regularly conversing with entities from other worlds through channeling
oh my gosh,
sessions.
Another fucking lunatic.
In early September, Christine joined a private group on the social messaging platform Discord after
James
being
Webb
invited
Telescope
by
found
one of her
5 new
Twitter
galaxies?
supporters and
Or 6 new
posted some
galaxies?
photos
Wow.
of herself in the chat
Did they
to
name
prove
them
her
already?
identity. There she discussed her upbringing and alternate dimensions.
What's up, level
On
1
September 2nd, she unveiled a drawing of a new character, Zapnote, a music-themed pony. However, upon searching her Twitter history, members of the Kiwi Farms discovered that she copied a My Little Pony character created by an artist who, as a challenge, would design a pony based on a set of given emojis. In Chris's case, she prompted the artist with a lightning bolt, blue heart, and musical notes. Also on that day, Christine announced that Quickville, along with most fictional characters, resided in the dimension C-197, which should not be confused with the similarly named dimension C-137, seen in the animated series Rick and Morty.
Okay,
This
so
meant
Rick and
that
Morty's
the real-life
out. That
Earth
means
was located in dimension 1218,
we're not too far
inspired
from
by
where
the
we're at
multiverse
now.
Earth designation number first told to her by writer Seanan McGuire. The next day, Chris confirmed to a Twitter user that she still believed in Santa Claus and that one should keep an open heart and mind because anything was possible. On September 7th, she listed on eBay a collection of 22-carat golden replica stamps owned by her late father, Bob Chandler,
Sound
for
way
$500.
too much of the dad stuff. I couldn't sell my
On
dad
September
stuff.
11th, Christine's trespassing case had its next scheduled hearing, which was promptly given another continuance, with the next hearing to be held on September 25th. The next day, Jacob Sockness tweeted that he sexually desired Chris and yearned for her to hold him naked, likely written while under the influence of alcohol, as he later admitted to becoming extremely flirtatious if he was drunk and not busying himself with communicating with aliens and other entities.
Yeah, this gotta be a troll.
Later that day, Chris complained via a Twitter thread about her mother in a reply to a Twitter user expressing their struggles with caring for a family member with mobility issues. My mother was one on mobility issues years ago. Then the house fire of 14 happened, and hoo boy, the heavy lifting and legwork I did. Mom did her share of work in helping clear the house out too, after moving back in at the end of the year. Mom reverted to her immobile sense for a few years, long waiting to empty out all of those boxes and sorting them out. Good grief. The most popular contents of all those boxes and bags, various fabrics and cloth items. Ooh! Muchas ropas.
Muchas ropas.
All of them belonging to my mother. I finally get myself motivated enough to go through a bunch of boxes a few months ago, and then she broke out her immobile funk and rut, especially after being ordered by our physician to drink meal replacement shakes. She followed in her own accord and will and began going through boxes and donating / trashing the respective items as she saw appropriate. She cleared out all of the boxes from her current bedroom, which was the upstairs living room. She and the dogs have more space in that room now.
You're not kidding on that.
I'm proud of my mother for working as hard as she has been feeling well-to-do. Yet she is also being very annoying.
Put it very simple.
Christine, let's put this random good item on eBay. I really need the money.
Make sure you guys
for
smash
not
the
only
like
my
button
bill
if you haven't
payments,
smashed it
but
yet,
also
and
we need more
subscribe if you're
food here.
brand new.
I am greedy
Smash
too.
the like.
Oh, you sold something of yours? I want $50 from that. She is constantly pestering and bugging me. Nowadays, nearly every time she comes downstairs to talk or chill, my impulsive, subconscious feeling of her presence is cringe and, oh no, she's gonna bug me again of the damn finances again. As much as I can take deep breaths and collect myself, these feelings from my past emotions and continuing situations still linger in my mind. Sigh. But I digress. Point is, my mother was immobile for a time, and I worked with her to get her moving again. I also have my father in his senior years to thank for teaching me to be able to be patient as best as I am able to with others. On September 13th, Christine once again complained about her mother pestering her about money in preparation for a forecasted hurricane approaching their way and needing food and water. She asked for donations to be sent to her PayPal account. 3 days later, she customized 2 Funko Pop figurines to give them the appearance of both her past male self and present female self. On September 18th, in response to the news of pop star Justin Bieber's secret marriage, Chris informed her readers that it was proof that anything was possible, and claimed that soon everyone would be able to see fictional characters from dimension C-197 existing in the real-world dimension of 1218. The next day, in response to a Twitter user asking why Sonic the Hedgehog never performed oral sex on his partners, Christine wrote that in the sister dimension where he lived, Sonic's lover was the character Knuckles, meaning that Sonic likely performed oral sex on Knuckles. On September 23rd, Chris posted photos and descriptions of the various stones and crystals in her possession, a mixture of ones from over 20 years before and ones she recently acquired at a mineral show. The next day, she was sued by Debt Collector Agency for unpaid debt, with a court hearing set for November 14th.
Hang on a second. I have to answer
On
this
September
fucking phone call.
25th, her trespassing case was given yet another continuance, this time with the next court date set on October 9th. Later that same day, Chris went to Twitter to write that she was slowly beginning to draw again and asked for her followers to have faith in her creating more comic books while she continued to deal with her other obligations and ailments, offering them a new drawing depicting Sonichu and Rosechu embracing. On the final day of September, Chris expressed her annoyance through a Twitter thread at the news that Lightning Bliss, a My Little Pony related creator, had blocked her. Chris blamed her old trolls and them spreading around her bad reputation, though Lightning Bliss later confessed that it was Chris's own actions and reputation which convinced her to enact the blocking. Also on that day, Christine drew herself in her hedgehog CPU form, reminding everyone that she was still an alleged CPU in training and development, and that she had powers, allies, friends, and family, and was humble and kind for everyone. She then changed her Twitter profile picture to that image. On October 2nd, Chris tweeted at YouTuber PewDiePie, asking him to direct message her to discuss a yet unknown idea. The next day, she revealed that she had heard of US President Donald Trump's supposed words of praise for authoritarian ruler of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, and wanted PewDiePie to bring attention to a protest regarding the matter in Hawaii, referencing a document written by one Jasmine Sky Nodder, who would regularly try to bring attention to topics that concerned her by asking for PewDiePie's help. Chris later tweeted that she wanted to attend the protest in person, and so encouraged monetary donations to be sent to her PayPal account. Upon reading this tweet, QB Farms user The Captain messaged her, asking if she was truly planning to travel to Hawaii. Christine informed him that it was not allegedly her to have written that tweet, but apparently her supposed husband, Magi-chan Sonichu, in an effort to increase donations. After writing further messages regarding the original idea guys, an interdimensional hole connecting her shower to the showers of Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary, and a new so-called dark idea guy, the captain came to the conclusion that someone else gained access to her Twitter account and was manipulating her in the same manner that Joshua Wise and Stephen Boyd had done. On October 7th, Christine posted a YouTube video in which she also brings awareness to the anti-Trump protest occurring in Hawaii.
Hey everybody, coming to you live from home once again, and I got to express my feelings. We've got to let Trump know that we do not like Kim Jong-un, and we definitely don't like tyranny or any of that crap. So let's help out by supporting support the group that's meeting in Hawaii in about a week or so.
What's up, Megavania?
Information in the link below. So, down with tyranny! Down with tyranny!
What's up, Craig? Yeah, we're back. Thank heaven.
Thank you.
On October 8th, Christine bought a so-called charged quartz crystal pendant on eBay for $20. 2 days later, her trespassing case was given yet another continuance, with the next court date set on October 23rd. Also on that day, Chris shared a post regarding My Little Pony, confidently claiming that the Generation 4 cartoon series would continue until a 14th season. In the replies, people pointed out that Season 9 was in fact planned to be the final season of the show. Chris denied this, highlighting that apparently the character Princess Celestia had told the staff of the show to continue making it for 5 more seasons. When asked about the validity of this claim, she revealed that the conversation apparently happened in the My Little Pony world of Equestria. Later again, Christine wrote a tweet directed at people who would tell her to get a job. She claimed that a mind as great as hers did not need a job, and that since time was limited, getting a job was seen as silly. After another Twitter user asked her if she still needed money, Chris in response wrote that she did for the moment. She asked for financial help from her followers since her funds would be drained after sending out all of her comic books to her supporters on Patreon. On October 12th, she shared 2 pieces of fan art detailing Magi-chan and the Pokemon Mewtwo, writing that she loved her husbands very much. Upon commenters notifying her that in the Magi-chan picture, a Fanta logo could be seen, and that
Fanta.
Mewtwo appeared to possess a large penis showing
Oh
through
my
his
God.
shorts, she deleted the tweet. This was soon replaced by a similar tweet, now showcasing fan art depicting all of her alleged spouses, with the Mewtwo illustration now replaced with a less lewd rendering. People noticed that her tweets were location tagged in Australia, as if they were posted from there. The captain asked about the location discrepancy, but Chris apparently did not seem to care about it. On October 14th, from Chris's Twitter account came the message. "Help! My love, Christine's mind is not as healthy as it could be. Yes,
hell?
it is I, the one and only Magi-chan Sonichu. Yesterday, I was in Australia visiting with the president. Now I am continuing that journey, but I digress. Christine's pets need food. Please donate." Signing the message with a string of purple heart, lightning bolt, and purple heart emojis, signifying that it was Magi-chan. This tweet appeared to be sent from Auckland, New Zealand, leading Kiwi Farms members to assume that her account was in the control of a troll, perhaps either residing in the region or faking their location by using a virtual private network, or VPN.
I have a fucking
Soon
fly
after,
in my room.
Christine
it's annoying the
seemingly
shit
took
out of
back
me.
control over her account and wrote
Had the
that her
back door
mind
open
has been
today.
receiving psychic upgrades from the cosmos, among other things, signing her tweet with a lightning bolt, blue heart, and lightning bolt emojis, functioning as Christine's signature. Later again, Magi-chan Sonichu apparently returned to write that Christine would be busy in preparing for a so-called coming of Quickville and merging of dimensions, and urged all those who weren't yet saved to give themselves to the CPUs. He later
Motherfucker.
added that Chris's former friend, Megan Schroeder, had a pivotal role to play in what was coming and asked for someone to contact her so she could awaken the CPU goddess within her. Magi-chan signed his tweets with his alleged initials, MGS, before writing a third tweet correcting himself, signing it correctly with MCS. Magi-chan then posted a photo of Christian and Megan, calling for her to wake up, as there was truly a goddess inside her. Upon asking Christine about these latest tweets, the captain informed Kiwi Farms readers that she was not concerned about them in the slightest. 2 days later, Chris told him that things were going fine, as she had just accompanied her mother Barbara to a doctor's checkup, who found her in good condition. On October 17th, Chris urgently tweeted that she needed money for food to survive, considering that she was still partially human. Funds
Still
were also
partially-
needed for her
I'm
mother
still
and their
partially
pets.
human, ladies and
Her
gentlemen.
tweet
I
was
need
seemingly
food.
interrupted by a message written by her spouses, Magi-chan and Mewtwo, who urged
Now they're
others
just going
to donate
schizo
to
in the
her.
tweets.
Chris then wrote that if she received enough money, she was willing to go visit Megan Schroeder, along with her mother and her poly loves, so that they could convince Megan that she was truly a goddess. The captain then privately messaged Megan herself, informing her about the tweets. She relayed to him that she possessed guns and would like Chris to know that fact. Chris then promptly alerted her followers that a quote-unquote trusted source had told her that Megan had guns and so would not be visiting her.
Megan has
Chris
guns.
closed her tweet with a wish for Megan to have a heart.
He keeps
Chris
bothering
privately
Megan.
texted the captain detailing the origins of Megan's CPU, Red Heart's soul, claiming it had come from an obscure Nintendo-produced game console that was only distributed in Germany. Jacob Sockness then messaged Megan as well over Facebook, warning her about Chris coming, and said that if she hated Chris, she should burn her down like a California wildfire.
Yeah, he don't want
Megan
a job,
wrote
but he
that
needs
she was
food.
not interested in being involved with her in any way, and wished for Christine to understand that so she could be left alone. Sockness further wrote that it was unfortunate that Megan had had such bad experiences with disabled people like Chris and himself, but not all were like Chris. He added that he was saving up money to meet with Christine and asked Megan if she knew whether or not Chris was ticklish, for he planned to tickle her if they were to ever meet. Megan promptly blocked Jacob. On October 18th, Christine received a plush doll of Sonichu, created by a Twitter follower, made largely in response to her losing $6,000 during the Idea Guy saga, as a means for Chris to then sell it herself and make a profit.
That's a pretty
Chris
good little
said that the
Sonichu.
ears and tail of the doll should have been stuffed like the rest of the body, but otherwise felt it was very cute. The maker of the plushie commented that they were mad. When Chris asked why, they wrote back that it was because Christine could not help but
Yeah, you
complain.
can't help but complain.
For that, Chris apologized and added that she really liked the doll. She
Nah,
then wrote
didn't
a
end up
tweet
sucking cock at
clarifying
all.
that if people were to make copies of her original creations, they should do so
Unfortunately.
with great heart. She commented
They
that
offered it,
even
though.
though the Sonichu plushie was cute, it could do with more work,
nobody took
and
up
that
on it, I
anyone
guess?
aiming to recreate her creations should put in maximum effort. Chris deleted the tweet after about 10 minutes. Brian Shickley, the author of the Christian prequel comic, then interjected to say that Chris should apologize with quote-unquote maximum effort. One of her Twitter acquaintances, Ting Tings, messaged her, saying that considering the maker of the doll had done it in their free time, and for free, giving them a backhanded compliment like Chris did may have felt like getting punched in the face, and asked her to reserve her complaints for those she would pay for commissions, and not someone spending their free time to make a free gift. Chris apologized, stating that she had a lot of everything there on
What
her
did
mind.
they do? Nothing.
By the next day, she wrote a couple of apologetic tweets,
Like,
stating
what?
that it
What do
was
you
not
mean?
her place to criticize a free plushie, and that she had forgotten how many supportive and appreciative fans she had to be thankful for. She promised that it would not happen again. On October 19th, Christine told her readers that she had just
Fly.
discovered
Fuck
a
outta
new
here.
special Sonichu character known as J-Chu, whose counterpart in the real world happened to be the Captain. The Captain then logged into Chris's Twitter account to delete 2 tweets announcing the creation of the character. She then stated that no one in the house, even the pets, would be able to
Jesus
eat anything
Christ.
over the weekend unless she received more donations. A Twitter user notified her that they would be informing authorities and inquire if the Chandler's pets could be rehomed and taken care of by someone more capable. YouTuber Shuwon Head also chimed in, suggesting that Christine could start to do live streaming to increase her funds, since she could not live solely on people's empathy, and so instead could cash in on her quote-unquote meme status. By the next day, she received a new patron for her Patreon page, pledging $100 per month, and so notified curious Twitter users that she was doing better financially, but still could use more money. Around a day later, Chris purchased 3 PlayStation 4 games, including one from the Hyperdimension Neptunia
good for a
series,
job.
at a total cost of around $100.
Overqualified.
On the 23rd, Christine was sued for unpaid debt again by Midland Funding, with the hearing set for December 19th. On that same day, she posted a concerning tweet. "When the worlds merge, I will have access to tons of savings in Quickfill. It is a lot of money, indeed. 10-to-1 is my repayment rate. For anyone wondering what the merger will look like, consider this, but show everyone reaching the light turning into Sonichus and Roastchus." Her message was accompanied by an image showing people caught in a lightning storm up in the clouds,
Chris was a
ascending
user.
toward a
little
godly
bit.
light. This tweet was very quickly deleted. She soon after sent out the same tweet again, only this time the attached image had a more pleasing blue hue rather than the
I
original
think there was a segment
orangey
earlier
glow,
where they
in addition to the
were
reference of
Ubering
people
somebody.
changing into Sonichus, replaced with a comment to state that they would be able to visit the other dimension. Chris later clarified the meaning behind her posts. Also, on this one tweet here, I realized when Magichan tweeted it, the comparison on the Ascension where those chosen would become Sonichus and Roastchus, that was a metaphor for y'all's understanding of the situation. Seriously, you all, who make it through, will remain human. On the bright side, Those of you who do make it with your own OCs in C-197 and its Equestria and other areas other than Earth, y'all will be able to meet and hang out with them. Good times. And getting to meet your favorite
You added Chris
superheroes,
Chan to your
among
all
which
pass
is
list.
cool.
Nice.
Suffice to say, after that, beware the villains and supervillains. Let us superpowered heroes deal with them. Thank you. On October 26th, Christine made a YouTube video to explain the so-called dimensional merge.
Hello everybody, this is Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again. And we're going to talk about the recent, more obvious topic.
See, the problem is when they were
The
younger,
dimensional merge.
a therapist
Yes,
checked
this
them and said they
dimension,
didn't see anything
right
wrong
here.
with
1218.
them when they were a
It's
kid.
going to be merged with our sister
That they were
dimension.
autistic, but they were able to.
C197.
I forgot what the
Where
diagnosis
all
was.
of our, where most of our superheroes,
Basically, they didn't do their fucking job at
supervillains,
all.
OCs and what have you, and other characters existed, have been existing and coexisting. Yep. Everybody who survives this will get to meet their favorite superheroes among others and everything. But yes, those are going to survive and those are not going to survive. But fortunately, should be most of the Earth population. But aside from that, the decision is definitely supported by me, but also going to be made in part by your goddess of this earth. Yep. Parent of Jesus is a woman. Okay? Yep. Let's get that mind blower out of the way. I am Mrs. Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, CPU, Blue Heart of
What's up,
Quickville
Dobbs?
and Comma, and the consoles of Commodore. Still getting used to that, and I'm still adjusting and learning the ropes of all my responsibilities, powers, and everything. Still in development. But anyway, in the coming days up to the dimensional merge, you're definitely going to see some visual differences in your local surroundings. So just be mindful and watchful of your surroundings and
Come here, you stupid. I'm gonna get this fucking fly tonight.
What's this? You can tell, obviously, this is really coming from my heart. I have no script. This is me explaining
You never
it
have a
as best
script.
as I
What do you
can.
mean?
Just to this Earth, in this dimension, 1218.
So now he's going on about
panic,
like
remain
dimensions and
calm.
stuff, which I believe in
We will
dimensions.
get through this. We will survive.
But
And also, I definitely need to make a personal address to her of this world, Megan Schroeder. And if anybody contacts her, just do not contact Megan
see,
Schroeder.
he's done this in the past. He
this
tells
world
people don't
at all.
contact Megan, and then they
Okay?
contact Megan.
I'm essentially
Stupid. We should look her up on
speaking
Facebook.
to her directly through this video, so then she can get a better understanding from the recent events and what we've been letting her know about recently. Megan Schroeder still has been so many years since we've talked with each other. I want you to know, first off, that I definitely have no ill feelings against you, and I strongly support your relationship with your sweetheart. And obviously, I'm not going to come after you whatsoever. I have been married since last March to my Magic Chance Sonichu and Crizel Rosechew,
So he's married to.
and more recently
Imaginary
became married to
characters.
Savannah Rosechew and Mewtwo. But anyway, Megan, your counterpart in C197, leader of the island nation of Krasna. Because
Krasna.
after I had talked with your counterpart, we still had in possession the original transformation pen that she had. I wanted to make sure I got in the right hand, so you got it, Megan. It was delivered to you. You have it, and You also gotta share.
I hate when he
half
just
of it
rambles on.
Of Red Heart's powers
I literally
and memories.
tune out when he just goes on and on
yes,
and on
Megan
on
Schroeder,
video like this. Like
you
I'm
are
like I
indeed a
space out
goddess.
because it's like
Just like I became a goddess. Because we were bestowed memories and everything.
Stevie Wonder could see something definitely wrong.
sooner
Well, it was when he
you
was a kid,
Wake up to that realization.
so it was a little harder to
The
detect.
better it will be. So, with that, I will be ending this video shortly, but know that everyone, be aware of your surroundings. The changes are going to happen as the two dimensions merge.
That's why some
Remain
people
calm.
shouldn't fucking have
Don't fire any weaponry. And if you end up seeing
access to
your
internet.
favorite superheroes or your OCs, be glad. I mean, like those famed amongst the brony community. You see your OC characters, and you definitely hear from them telepathically. Open mind, open heart. Listen up. That'll help you out in the longer run. Anyway, so I think that pretty much covers it for now. Thank you all for listening. I am Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, the CPU Blue Heart of the nations of Quickville and Kama and the consuls of Commodore. Thank you. Be safe and have a great day.
Chris then told the captain to send the video to Megan. She stated that she felt bad for Christine, but would not under any circumstances meet up with her. Also on that day, Christine went back to Twitter to post about the dimensional merge and address some negative comments written on the Kiwi forums. The worlds are not merging quickly enough. I need my savings in Quickville. My mother and I need to eat, and yes, I enjoy playing new games. The Neptunia series expands my mind and greatly. Don't judge! It's like a Christian reads the Bible, or a Muslim the Quran. Sheesh! Not to mention, I am getting to know my fellow CPU peers more through the gameplay as well, and earning the trophies is a bonus. And if you naysayers must know, I got 4 goddesses online pre-owned with great discounts, and the prototype 2-pack was on clearance. Also, getting to know better my own responsibilities and duties as a CPU for myself. It is so much more than just answering prayers of the nations I am goddess over, I tell you all. At around the same time, Christine took notice of a Twitter account purported to belong to an organization that sold so-called official Sonichu merchandise, which gave some of its proceeds to the autism advocacy charity Autism Speaks. Chris addressed the account, declaring them a thief, and that Autism Speaks did not deserve money that was destined for her. She demanded that the producers of the merchandise cease their sales unless she is guaranteed some of the profits. Sonichu official merchandise then tweeted a private message they received from Chris, who told them that it was actually Magi-chan who had written the previous tweet, and that she wanted them to email her so her associates could help negotiate an arrangement. Chris then exclaimed on Twitter that she was not high all the time and did not smoke pot while driving. She then added that she was not as irresponsible as everyone thought, and that mislabeling made her want to scream. She asked for her observers to leave certain friends of hers alone, most likely referring to the group of transgender teenagers, including Lucas, Devil, and 1 or 2 others, dubbed by Kiwi Farms users the Teen Troon Squad, with whom Christine regularly socialized and smoked marijuana. Some of the guard dogs on the Kiwi Farms, namely Marvin and the captain, believed that the Teen Troon Squad were responsible for much of her recent strange behavior, and believed the concept of the dimensional merge was their creation. Some members of the friend group later clarified that they did not introduce to her the idea of the merge, but did encourage it.
Is this part already almost done?
Finally, on October 26th, a Kiwi Farms user privately texted Chris, asking about her lost cat, Sorbet. She confirmed that he never came back, and was determined to have died, considering that Christine confirmed that Sorbet's soul had traveled to the dimension C197 and merged with his counterpart there, thusly transforming into an anthropomorphic cat, apparently a common occurrence.
Cat.
Chris also wrote that she apparently met the
Chris
anthropomorphic
went to
Sorbet
jail in
herself.
2021, I think.
On October 29th, Christine wrote a long thread of tweets, trying once again to explain the dimensional merge, punctuating each tweet with an animated GIF from various sources. She later added that she thought around half of the
2021,
Earth's
I'm pretty
population
sure.
would survive the merge. Kristen notified the captain that she intended to cooperate with the Sonichu merchandise team to create a written guide to the dimensional merge, proofread and supplemented with professional illustrations. She would in turn receive
That's the part I want to
50%
get
of the
to is
profits.
when he does this, the fucking he
As
gets
the
arrested.
Chandler household slipped further and further into debt, and the future looked more and more uncertain, Christine tried her hardest to escape the misery of her life by creating the hope for a new one. She hoped all her and others' creations would come alive and live side by side with her. She hoped that if she tried
Make
really
sure you
hard
smash
to
that like,
believe in
guys.
the merge,
We're in the
it
final
could
run.
indeed come true.
We got like
She
less
hoped
than 10
that
left.
if people agreed with her, it could let her know that there truly could be a way out from the life she made.
Look at that. Oh, next part 67. We're freaking coasting now, guys.
The vet where he was diagnosed.
The hell? Why was it already started? I want him to get arrested for fucking his mom already. Sonichu dimensions and shit. I want the real fucked
On
up
October
shit.
30th, 2018, Christine continued to write extremely long threads on Twitter, attempting to explain to her followers the concept behind the dimensional merge, or the foretold alleged merging of the real-world dimension of 1218 and the dimension C197, which contained the living embodiments of almost all fictional cartoon
No, the last
characters
episode
and
was actually
alternate
made a
versions
couple
of
weeks
most
ago.
of the residents of the actual Earth. Upon finishing
A
her
week or two
three-part
ago, they just made a
extended
new one.
Twitter thread, she felt she had written enough to complete the Merge Survival Guide book that was previously planned as a collaborative project with the
Merge
team
Survival
behind
Guide
the
book.
Sonichu official merchandise Twitter account. The merchandise creators instead expressed their confusion at her relatively brief text, claiming what Chris had written was not long enough for a fully fledged book. Also on October 30th, Christine unveiled a new kitten that had approached her from a litter of newborn cats in their backyard. She named him Patches and brought him to a vet where he was diagnosed with conjunctivitis in his left eye and given medicine. Chris elaborated on Twitter that the Chandlers had been feeding the wild cats in the backyard for a while, and that 2 more kittens had snuck into the property, but were still hiding. On October 31st, Chris revealed her Halloween costume, Princess Savina from the cartoon series
Savina.
The Smurfs.
The
She planned to
Smurfs.
attend a bar and grill restaurant and enter a costume contest, and later added that her 4 spouses, Magichan, Sylvana, Crizel, and Mewtwo, who apparently could not be photographed, were also dressed up as characters from the Smurfs.
Oh yeah, I
In the
forget
aftermath
his,
of the event, Chris wrote that the restaurant had a
his
great
girlfriends and
atmosphere,
wives can be
friendly
invisible.
employees, and good tea and burgers. On November 1st, Christine tweeted that the dimensional merge would happen before the end of the year, though was uncertain on which day.
dimensional
On November
merge.
2nd,
So they're
Chris
typing about
informed trusted
dimensional
QB
merges
Farms
and
member,
stuff in their
the
tweets.
captain, that the other 2 kittens have formally been welcomed into the Chandler's
Oh,
home,
man.
and all 3 were ill.
Shirtless Chris.
On that same day, Christine posted on Twitter that her new family of kitties all suffered from conjunctivitis and needed immediate medical attention. She asked for help from her followers since she feared her new cats would not survive until the merge. The captain, via text message, told Chris that he was furious that she was using the kittens to beg for money and ordered her to take the kittens to the vet. Other forum users noted that the tweet seems to have been sent from New Zealand, like some tweets posted in October, positing that perhaps the message was written and sent by a troll. Chris then wrote that the cats were recovering in warmth and comfort, with paper to relieve themselves onto, and good music from radio stations. Not long after, a tweet posted from Chris's account that while she was allegedly playing the video game Hyperdimension Neptunia, her mother screamed and alerted her that the family dog, Snoopy, had mauled one of her kittens, posting a graphic photo of the alleged cat carcass. The tweet was quickly deleted, and others found that the image was taken from an online article interviewing visual effects artist James Hatton, and was only one of the examples of his work with his company, Legion VFX. In a discussion with Sonichu official merchandise, who were in the process of setting up a fund for the pets, Chris confirmed that none of the kittens had died, and that Animal Rescue had come to their home to assess the situation, and told the Chandlers they were taking good care of the cats. Christine told the merchandise producers to not call animal control over to their home
writing out
again.
online that him and his
Sonichu
pets
Merchandise
are starving
shared
and
the
they
article
can't
from
eat.
where the image came,
So of course
and
people are gonna
suggested
get
that she
fucking
change her
worried.
Twitter password. Upon changing her password, Christine then complained that she failed to get verified on the social media site,
Yeah, I remember
which would
trying to
allow
get
her to
verified.
display a verification mark on her profile. Shortly after, Chris shared Sonichu Merchandise's announcement that their emergency fund was open for contributions. She reassured her readers that she personally would not be getting any of the money. After a little while, Christine returned to Twitter to complain that someone had called Animal Control to visit her and check on the animals. On November 3rd, Sonichu official merchandise confirmed that a shipment of medicine was on its way to the Chandler's home. Chris wrote that previous emotionally strong tweets were apparently written by her husband, Magichan, and expressed her thanks to the merchandise team. She added that it may be best if money was sent to their home instead. She later rejected their suggestion of donating the kittens to a local animal shelter and claimed that the animals were getting good love and care from the Chandlers. Christine then posted a photo of the three cats, now named Liza, Patches, and Sylvia, and revealed that a local vet came to examine them and gave them appropriate medicine, who should not be contacted. Sonichu official merchandise confirmed that the veterinarian Chris mentioned was the correct person to be contacted by anyone who was concerned about the family's situation. Chris then berated the Twitter account, once again reiterating that he should not be contacted. Apparently, a Twitter user who contacted the vet confirmed that Chris had gone to the vet a few days ago, before this latest situation developed. Sonichu official merchandise berated Christine because she didn't reveal earlier that the Chandlers already had most of the medication that the merchandise team had sent to her, and told her not to use sick kittens for personal gain.
Wow.
The team confirmed with the vet that Christine had gone to the veterinarian once, and only concerning Patches, but had been prescribed enough medication to treat all three kittens. The mother of the kittens was not treated and was believed to have been kept outside in the yard. The captain asked for an update, and Chris confirmed that the mother stayed outside and refused to come in, which necessitated the family's old cat, Lucy, to fill in as a mother figure. Chris was personally feeling overwhelmed over these recent troubles, combined with her role in the dimensional merge, and was so laying down to rest.
Dimensional merge.
Christine then pleaded with Sonichu official merchandise to send them monetary donations, for they would be gravely necessary come December. Kiwi Farms user, the American Hedgehog, supposed that it was because the Chandlers were to pay a property tax of $607 on December 5th. Meanwhile, the merch team revealed that they did not have private conversations with Chris for about a week, as Christine explained that it was because they were insulting her, and even though she appreciated the medicine, she needed money the most. She then frustratingly proclaimed that the kittens belonged to her and that she was their mother and loved them all dearly. The captain then told QB Farms members that he was in contact with another local forum user Chris knew from the End Games card game store, who was interested in adopting the orange kitten, Liza, and was planning on visiting the family home to pick up the cat. The identity of the forum member was not revealed, but they successfully adopted the kitten from Chris after having tea and good conversation with the Chandlers. The friend later confessed that it seemed that bringing the kittens in was in their best interest, as the mother cat was very feral and refused to come close to anyone. The condition of the house was reported as being not as bad as others thought, but their 2 dogs were described as extremely overweight. The new owner soon discovered that Liza was in fact male and renamed him Tingles after treating him for pneumonia. On November 4th, Christine wrote on Twitter that the kitten's eyes were clearing up well. The next day, Patches developed further health complications, and Chris took him to the local vet again, but he refused to admit the kitten. Instead, she purchased a heating pad and cat food with extra nutrients and cared for him at home. But on November 6th, the kitten passed away in Chris's arms. She then shared a newer photo of the last kitten that remained with her, Sylvia, with her eye problem visibly improving quickly. Later that day, Kathy Weseluk, voice actress for the animated series My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, thanked all the fans of the show as the cast and crew approached the final season of the series. Christine replied, thanking her and all the other voice actors for their work, and cheered them on as she falsely claimed the series would go on for another 5 seasons. At around the same time, Chris's car's engine permanently broke, and she submitted the Ford Focus as an auction item, for fixing the engine would have been too expensive. On November 8th, she posted a photo of the new kitten Sylvia lying on her head as she lay in bed shirtless. On the 9th, she shared a YouTube video showcasing a modified model of Sonic the Hedgehog in the game Sonic Forces that was made to have the appearance of Sonichu. Aside from a small criticism of a missing brown stripe in his shoes, Chris loved the mod and wished for it to be available as a free download for the game on all available game systems. On that same day, concerned observers called for animal control to visit the Chandler's home again, but since they took care of their pets adequately, they were then left alone with no repercussions. Possibly at around the same time, Joshua Moon, the administrator of the Kiwi Farms, received a text message from Christine in which she wrote that an officer from the Greene County Sheriff's Department came to their home to discuss the significant number of troublesome phone calls they were receiving. Chris gave them the phone numbers of Moon and the captain, who may be better at explaining to the officers the means of quelling the nuisance calls. On November 12th, upon learning of the death of Marvel Comics writer, publisher, and producer Stan Lee, Chris wrote on Twitter that fortunately his soul from this dimension merged with that of his still-alive counterpart in Dimension C-197, and that he will be seen again after the merge. At around the same time,
I have no clue. I'm not familiar with
the noticed Christine writing something on the freedom of speech wall in Charlottesville, Virginia,
I don't know.
which allowed for anyone to write what they wanted in chalk. After Chris left, the user took a photo of what she wrote. It read, "Dimensions C-197 and 1218, this world, are merging. Hashtag dimensional merge. Hashtag 1218C197. Be aware of your surroundings. Keep calm." On November 14th, one of Christine's cases for unpaid debt was given a continuance, with the next scheduled court appearance set on January 16th, 2019. On November 15th, Christine explained on Twitter that during the dimensional merge, she estimated that around 51% of the human residents in both dimensions would survive, and 41% would die, with a margin of error of 8%. She wrote down her calculations on a napkin, likely taken from a McDonald's, and posted a photo of it. Also on that day, it was revealed that Chris was
In all
involved
fairness,
in a
so
crowdfunded
life's a
effort to
downfall.
recreate
I mean,
the
you're not wrong
2001
on that.
animated motion picture Shrek.
I don't know anything about the
Titled
Gamer from
Shrek
Mars or
Retold.
anything like
It
that.
consisted of over 200 artists, animators, and filmmakers who each recreated a short segment from the
They
movie.
come on those numbers.
Christine's
Good
contribution
imagination.
begins around 25 minutes in. She provided the drawings and voiceover track, but appears that another party animated the characters' motions.
This is Christine Chandler. I'll be depicting scene 23 as Shrek exits the ring. The crowd cheers. Yeah! Yeah!
This is funny.
Oh, the bad guy, I forget his name, communicates to the armed forces, and Shrek becomes a bit offended and Donkey is scared. Shall I get the order, sir? No, I have a better idea. People of your luck, I give you our champion! The crowd cheers. What? Congratulations, Ogre! You have won the honor of going on a great and noble quest, says that guy, I forget his name still. I'm already on a quest to get my swamp back. Your swamp? Yeah, my swamp! Where you dumped those fairytale creatures.
Just watched the first Shrek because you never watched
Alright,
it.
Ogre, I'll make you a deal.
It's been a
Go on
while
this quest
for
for
me.
and I'll give you your swamp back. Exactly the way it was, right down to the last slime-covered toadstool. And this
It's been quite a bit.
As good as gone.
It's like you're intentionally bad drawing.
What kind of quest? And I guess that's it for scene 23 of Shrek.
On November 17th, Chris uploaded a
That was
short
creative.
YouTube video of her playing with her cat, Sylvia.
You might get Tahu's
Sylvia, you're
siblings?
so
What's
silly.
Tahu's siblings?
Why are you so silly? You're so delightful. Cat and mouse reading. There's your meme.
The next day, someone gained access to Chris's Twitter account and posted a short clip of the video she recorded for the Idea Guys, in which she nakedly simulates sex with Magi-chan as All-Star by Smash Mouth
Oh man, I want to
plays
see
in
that
the background.
video.
The video was accompanied by a message purportedly written by someone said to be from the Bluegrass State, likely a reference to Idea Guy Stephen Boyd, who lived in Kentucky, the so-called Bluegrass State. Like previous suspicious tweets, this post was location tagged as coming from Sydney, New South Wales. The tweet was deleted within a minute. Later on, Chris tweeted, "The time has come. Be sure to pray to the CPUs."
I like
She
when
then
Chris
linked
Chan
to her
does
long
weird
Twitter
naked
threads
stuff.
explaining the main concepts of the merge for anyone who had not read them yet. Afterwards, she wrote that the merge was in progress and would take final effect soon. It was observed through her PlayStation Network profile that during this time, Chris continued to play video games, including an entry from the Hyperdimension
Dude, I would
Neptunia
totally
series.
take a conversation piece
On
by
November
Chris Chan.
22nd, Chris wished everyone a happy Thanksgiving and called for them to be thankful for all those who brought joy to them, along with other blessings, decorating her remarks.
Well,
with
somebody
an
else
attached
animated
photo of her mother,
the
Barbara,
drawings,
with their
Dina.
cat, Sylvia,
They
on
said
her
somebody
lap.
else
Chris
animated the
added to
drawings.
her message
He
by
drew 'em
listing
and
some of
somebody-
the things she
somebody
was
that made
thankful
the
for,
collab,
including finally getting married, becoming a CPU
animated
goddess,
them.
her mother being still alive and healthy, their house, kindness from most people around the world, and good music and other simple things. On November 26th, Christine shared on Twitter her Amazon wish list, or a list of items found on the merchant website Amazon.com, which other people could buy for her as a gift. The list included a plethora of Transformers toys, an Xbox One game console, and a couple of Nintendo handheld game consoles. The next day, Chris asked for advice in
chances are
dealing
that
with a
Chan
bout
Marsh
of
has Chan sauce on
insomnia,
it?
to which one commenter wrote that they drank orange-flavored Fanta
I don't
to
know.
go to sleep, trollishly referencing the 2009 leaked
Depends where you
video
get it
in
from.
which Christian drinks a solution of orange Fanta and his own semen. This tweet received
I still
a
have no
reply
idea
from
what
the
you're talking
official
about,
Fanta
Kathleen.
Twitter account, which read, "Nothing but dreams of orange emoji." The reply was soon engulfed with replies regarding Chris's past antics and semen drinking, and was soon deleted. At around the same time, upon discovering that she
Semen
could create
drinking, I heard
sparks
that.
by striking 2 quartz stones together, she tried to do the same using her amethyst high school ring and another amethyst stone. She ended up cracking the stone in her ring and tried to repair it with crazy glue. On December 5th, Chris posted a short video on Twitter of the first sight of snow.
Hey everybody, it's snowing here in 1218. Wilkesville, Virginia.
It's just
Why did
calm.
you interrupt my video, Barbara? There's your joke. Have a good day.
This was soon followed by a 2-part video review of the cereal Funkos, created by Funko, which was only sold in limited numbers, with Funko Pop figurines contained within the box.
Hey everybody, just wanted to offer a little voluntary opinion about Funko brands. Funko's cereal.
I've seen those, but
Just
it's
the
been a
cereal
while.
though, I mean, because having all the pictures and the figures in them is good and all, but the cereal is really good. I mean, various colors they're in, but I mean, hey, Funko Company, you know what you could do with the cereal? Actually put it in the grocery stores and in the cereal aisles of the Walmarts, the Targets, and everywhere. All the actual cereal aisles, instead of just making it a specialty food item available only in certain places, because that berry flavor is totally awesome, and it's a multi-grain cereal, so it's definitely a good part of a balanced breakfast.
On December 6th, Chris complained on Twitter that trolls were adding items on her Amazon wishlist to their cart, as if they were to buy them, before canceling their
He
order,
probably did talk
thusly
about
emptying
it. I
her
don't know
wishlist.
if he did though or not.
She asked for Amazon to rectify their system so that wishlist items would not be removed if the orders were cancelled, and that wishlists should not be abused by anyone other than the creators of their own wishlists. Chris then returned to write that she enabled a setting to make her wishlist items unable to disappear, before adding a large selection of amiibo figurines to the list, making the total number of items on the wishlist 96. On December 7th, an unknown individual text messaged Christine to ask her about the dimensional merge.
Yeah, we're deep
to which
in it.
she replied
Psyched out
that
Mike.
events leading up to the merge were happening and that the climatic merge would be happening very soon. Indulging in her fantasies, the individual asked for more details, claiming to hope to spend time with their original characters for Christmas. Chris wrote that the wildfire occurring in Florida at the time was one sign of the merge, in addition to the imminent death of US President Donald Trump, who was to be replaced by his counterpart from Dimension C-197. The person
Dina, yeah,
then
I'm
wrote
feeling better.
that
I
they
just
were
have this
interested in
this
buying
cough
something from
that
her wish list and inquired why
that is,
they
like,
should be
lingering.
purchased
I'm not sick,
specifically from
but
Amazon. Christine
the cough
replied
sure as
that
hell
it
is
was nice
lingering.
for everyone to know what she needed/wanted, and singled out replacement Wii U and Xbox One game consoles as priorities, along with some other items. 3 days later, Chris wrote on Twitter that the dimensional merge would happen soon, and that some
Do
of
you
the
imagine if
telltale
he was
signs
telling
of
the
it
truth about
already
the dimensional
developing were
merge?
the wildfires in California and romaine lettuce being recalled due to an outbreak of E. coli bacteria. Also on this day, in response to artist and YouTuber Mad Munchkin
What's up,
posting a
Steven?
collection of drawings of dogs from movies, Chris replied
What's that
saying
emoji
that
for?
dogs and puppies, in addition to cats, were cute, attaching a selection of photos
That's
of
a
her
cute
cats,
cat.
Lucy and Sylvia.
I don't
want
wanna
to
think
dogs,
what Chris
Clover
Chan did
and
to his
Snoopy,
animals, though.
visibly overweight. On December 8th, Chris made a short video addressed to one Gracie, whose story of being bullied for her looks was shared by her father and then further spread by My Little Pony voice actress Tara Strong.
Don't let it be Chris
Gracie,
Chan
this is
themed.
Christine
Yeah.
Chandler giving
Could you
you a little
imagine if
support.
everything he said
I
was
hear you're
real
being
and there was
bullied.
really like a
Don't let
Sonichu
the
and
boys bother you. I mean, I've been there with you. I was bullied in my childhood too. I was bullied for being different because of my autism. And I didn't let that stop me. And I was cyberbullied since 2007. You think I'd let that stop me? Nope. Nothing stopped me. I continued on I created and I worked. And you could do the same, just you
Yep,
are
there you
beautiful.
go. Motivation
You are
speech
bright,
by Chris
and you
Chan.
definitely look very lovely. You look like a woman. Yes, you do.
Is he hitting on her? You look
And
like a
when
woman.
somebody tells you otherwise, you can tell them that I said they could take their insults and zap it up theirs.
Zap it up there.
Report them to your authorities, your principal, whoever's nearby, an adult. Okay? Alright. Good luck, Gracie. Stay awesome. Zap to the extreme.
Zap to the extreme.
The next day, she wrote on Twitter a plea for Nintendo to include Sonichu, Rosechu, and herself as playable characters in the video game Smash Bros. Ultimate. She offered to help by providing her voice acting abilities for all 3 characters.
Oh, okay, yeah, Kathleen,
On
I don't know
December
anything
10th,
about
a Twitter user
Lego
posted an
Bionicle,
altered
so
version
my
of the
bad.
newly released teaser image for the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog motion picture, modified to appear as if Sonic was Sonichu, and was shared with Christine. She responded, writing that she instinctively knew that the filmmakers would not faithfully recreate the titular Sonic's design. She added that the person who altered the image did not accurately reproduce Sonichu's ears, and told them to try again. The maker of the Sonichu plush doll, which Chris criticized upon receiving it, returned to write that Chris should have instead simply written, "Thank you."
He's not
Chris
fucking
replied,
wrong.
stating once more that she was sorry for criticizing the plushie before, and reasoned that the reason she tended to be habitually critical was because she was criticized herself many times, and listened to a lot of critics and analysts. Christine thanked them for the Sonichu plushie again, and then addressed the original poster of the Sonichu poster to thank them for their efforts, but added that she felt that more work could have been put into it.
Jeez, a simple thank you with the fan
On December
fiction.
11th,
Fuck.
it was
Or the fan
believed that
pics.
Christine's Twitter account was hacked again when it posted a preview clip of a house tour video she had filmed for the Idea Guys earlier in the year, and wrote that the full video would be uploaded if she received donations in excess of $500, urging her followers to think of her quote-unquote feeble mother. The house tour preview was uploaded exactly 5 years after the previous house tour video was uploaded online. Chris took back control and deleted the tweet 30 minutes later. The next day, her account was hacked again, and 2 more videos filmed for the Idea Guys were posted, one in which she apologizes for being a fuck-up and a pedophile, and another in which she slaps herself repeatedly. Christine quickly deleted the tweets and wrote another, denying that it was her doing, and explained that the actions seen in the clips were the result of the Idea Guys, Joshua Wise, and Stephen Boyd, and she pleaded for them to stay out of her Twitter account, though it was unlikely them behind the hackings. On December 13th, Christine purchased a used treadmill from Goodwill
There
for
you go, get a
$10.
treadmill.
She excitedly posted
Workout.
pictures of it on Twitter, writing that it worked great, and she had just finished walking at a speed of 3 miles per hour for 5 minutes. Some observers noticed that there was visible animal feces on the floor in one of the photographs.
I don't
The
know, that's a
following
good
day,
question.
Chris wrote a long thread of tweets in reference to her past drawings, depicting her Sonichu characters in sexual scenarios. Yeah, the NSFW direction was not the best impulse I had, even to make one book purposely a controversious one, because it was in at the time, and I was stretching my artistic license and mind in the drawing experiment. Point is, I learned not only from the extended version of Book 8, and
What's up,
other
VJC?
seriously NSFW pieces I ended up drawing, and Idea Guy and Boyd were no help either. I generally am more
Oddball
SFW
game
and
side of the internet? I don't know what's
positivity-driven
oddball
in my
about
works.
this side of
Drawing
the
total
internet.
nudes, sex,
But, alright.
and other real questionable things are not my usual cup of tea. And I
Also,
am
welcome. I've been
not
watching the
proud
Chan
of all
documentary
of the
for the last
NSFW drawings I ended
2
up
months?
making.
2 months,
Especially that infamous one that I had torn into pieces. Total wishful thinking gone horribly wrong, that one. But I really do like the pieces where the couple or poly group is cuddling, kissing, hugging. and generally making each other feel happy, appreciates, and loved. I'm still feeling relatively shook up
This
from
is
the worst
episode
ones out of that
67,
lot,
VJC.
involving myself or Christy,
It says it on the
my
bottom of the
self-counterpart,
like
and my
underneath the
past
player.
theoretical and
That way.
ex-girlfriends, and any humans. It will likely be long after the dimension merge that I'll have recovered from that, forgiven myself fully for the worst of the NSFW items, and even remotely feel at ease drawing anything sexual and/or revealing again. But, fortunately, realizing my being bisexual and accepting myself for that has been going well. Hell, I even ate the whole box of penis-shaped gummy candies someone
Penis-shaped
glitter
gummy
bombed me a
candies.
year or so ago, with no regret and appreciation, and I would eat more if I got some, not to mention vagina-shaped candy too. Smiling face with smiling eyes
Vagina-shaped
emoji,
candy.
but I digress. It is still a bumpy and long shaft of a road ahead of me as I face
Was that
each
a pun?
tunnel and speed bump along the way.
Long
But
shaft.
I'm still riding and surviving. And yes, I know the innuendo I'm making.
Oh, he was
Also
creative.
on that day,
Good job, Chris.
Chris's Twitter account was hacked once again, this time writing that her mother, Barbara Ann Weston Chandler, had passed away. The tweet was soon deleted, and minutes later, Christine recorded a video of her mother confessing that she was still alive.
Hey, Mom. Say something.
What's up, Vinny?
My name is Barbara Chandler.
Are you dead right now?
No,
You're very much alive.
yes,
How strong do you feel?
very strong.
Good. Thank you.
Fucking
As a further measure
imagine
to prevent
making that
hackers,
video.
Chris logged out of Twitter on all of her devices, reset her password, wiped her laptop of all data, and installed the Windows 10 operating system.
The
An
bumps are
individual on
veins.
Twitter wrote that it was dubious how quickly the tweet written by the hacker was deleted and then the video was recorded and posted. Chris proclaimed that she should not be doubted. On December 17th, she expressed her views on the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
just caught my
writing
videos
that in
from the
addition
first
to actor
time
Jim
from a
Carrey being unsuited
Game
to
Changers
play
episode
the
way
villain
back when. Well, thank
Robotnik,
you, I appreciate
Sonic's
that.
shoes were incorrect,
I don't exactly
and
do
he had
retro,
blue
but
arms rather than the original tan color.
I appreciate you being
She
here.
claimed that the real Sonic himself was ashamed and embarrassed of the movie adaptation of his own adventures. She then posted a short video of her cat, Sylvia.
Hello, Sylvia. Look at you being so sweet.
He has cute cats. I'm not even a cat guy, and I can say they're cute.
Paradise for a moment because the fateful incidents between dimensions, and you decide to hang out with me. You're such a sweet and good little kitty. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. You're so pretty, too.
She also posted a short clip of herself walking on her new treadmill.
Hey, everybody.
There you
Checking
go,
out.
work it out.
Just let you know that is
Sweat,
me.
Chris.
Walking.
I need to do that more.
Like at 3 miles an hour and counting, baby.
On December 19th, one of Christine's unpaid debt cases concluded.
When
as
Jay
she was
Jedi
ordered
tricked
to
me,
pay
Jay never Jedi tricked me.
$2,777
Are you thinking Billy when Billy got the
to Midland
Battletoads?
funding. Soon after,
you're gonna talk
she
Game Changers
rejoiced
lore,
on
you gotta
Twitter
get your
that
memories
US
right.
President Donald Trump declared victory over the terrorist group ISIS, and so US troops were set to leave Syria, praising it as the one thing the Trump of this dimension did right. However, Chris clarified that she would be voting for Lisa Simpson from the cartoon series The Simpsons
Lisa,
in the
it's
next
your
presidential
birthday.
elections in the year 2020. The next day, in response to a Twitter user denying her claims of being a goddess, Chris reconfirmed that she was a goddess and that she had electricity/lightning zapping through her body for 2 nights.
Zap.
Claiming
So
she was
is-
surviving
does that make
thousands
Chris
to
Chan
millions
the
of
Zap
volts
queen?
of electricity passing through her. She assured the doubter that she would make a video showcasing her powers and all her alleged spouses after the merge was completed. On December 22nd, Chris acknowledged that people have been
Yeah, it was
growing
Michael.
impatient regarding the merge, but remained adamant that it would happen at any moment. She reasoned that her frequent spells of deja vu were confirmation of her experiencing predictions she had received in past dreams and visions. Chris wrote that she even had more than 2 deja vu moments while in counsel with her psychiatrist, which left her psychiatrist flabbergasted. She concluded that the surges of electricity she could feel through her body was evidence that she was a conduit for the dimensional merge taking place. On Christmas Day,
The dimensional
Christine's Twitter
merge.
account was hacked once again, and someone
How do you
claiming
get
to
your
be
Twitter
Magic-chan
hacked so
posted a
much?
document regarding the so-called Teen Troon Squad. In the document, the supposed Magic-chan claimed that he was in possession of one of the teenagers, Lucas's, body, and was using it to type out his message. He revealed Lucas's full legal name, home address, and phone number. He continued to explain that the group of transgender teenagers would regularly meet up in Lucas's home to smoke marijuana, most likely without his mother's knowledge. Magic-chan closed by stating that due to an apparent time dilation, the merge in the real-life dimension of 1218 would be completed in 20 years' time. At the end of the document was a previously unreleased photograph
Trolls
of
live in
Chris
his attic,
with
maybe.
the Teen Troon Squad.
That's a solution.
To seemingly counteract the leak of information, Lucas himself then posted the video
I don't know if
he
they're still
filmed
giving out
of Chris
passwords, but-
apparently kissing her wife Crizel while high. He also wrote another tweet implicating Kiwi Farms user and guard dog, the captain, as the person who took control of Chris's account and leaked Lucas's private information. Lucas revealed that the captain
be
was in
trans and
his
smoke
late
weed
30s
at your mom's house,
and also
alright?
posted his supposed phone number. Chris then took back control of her Twitter account to write that she was shocked by the revelation from her supposed husband, who
No
had
nuts.
allegedly been previously warned about
Let's
giving
just be
away
trans. We don't even
personal
need the weed.
information or doxing. She restated that the merge was imminent and told her followers to enjoy the rest of their waking days. Chris said that she was enjoying her time by playing the recently purchased video game, Starlink.
Starlink.
First,
I remember
she
I bought
seemed to be
Starlink.
dismayed to hear that the merge might be delayed by 20 years. But then she decided that while the majority of people on Earth would be hibernating for 20 years as the merge developed, Christine herself, along with a select few destined to follow her, would remain awake to uphold their destiny. On December 30th, Lucas made his Twitter account available for direct messaging in case anyone was interested in learning the full story about his involvement with Christine. On that same day, someone claiming to be Lucas went to the image board 8chan to post a photo of a drawing and medallion depicting Lucas's
Can't wait for the
Sonichu
merge. The
form,
merge already
both
happened. It
made
was in
by Chris.
2018.
The next day, the same person proceeded to upload the video in which a naked Christine had pretend sex
I wanna see
with
some of
her
these
supposed
naked
husband,
photos.
Magic-chan, which she had filmed for the Idea Guys in early 2018. The leaker, as Lucas, pleaded for people to stop texting him, linking to his recent Twitter post. He claimed that he would tell the whole story if people stopped texting and calling him. On Twitter, Lucas claimed that he was not the person to have leaked Chris's sex tape, alleging that it was the doing of the Idea Guys. In a further tweet, Lucas wrote that he
Where's
only
the
used
sex tape
Twitter,
at?
and if there were screenshots from other sites of individuals claiming to be him, then they were imitators. Upon learning about the leaks herself, Christine tweeted that she was very angry at Lucas, mostly for insulting his own special Sonichu. She also wrote that she would not
Nothing
buy
grosses
Lucas
me out,
alcohol,
Vinny.
since he
I
was
could
under
easily
the
watch
legal
it.
age to buy it himself. On New Year's Eve, Chris wrote several posts referring to the countdown to the end of the year and the apparent dimensional merge that was to take place at any moment.
Yeah, if Chan didn't
In the
rape their
final
mom,
hours
Chan
of
would
the
be
day,
pretty fucking
Chris
cool,
wrote
to
a
be
list
honest.
of best moments for her in 2018, which included meeting friends and allies from both dimensions, discovering that she was in fact a Sonichu, marrying Magic-chan, Crizel, Sylvana, and Mewtwo, and being bestowed with the memories, powers, and soul of CPU Blueheart. On January 1st, 2019, Christine announced that the merge between Dimensions 1218 and C197 was still in progress, but was being delayed due to apparent damn red tape. She wrote that she still remained married to her 4 spouses, but confessed that there was still room for one more person from the real-life dimension. On that same day, Lucas wrote in reply to another party that he was very disliked by the people of the QB Farms. A newly created Twitter account then wrote to him that he brought this negative attention onto himself. Lucas then shared a notification he received showing that the mysterious new Twitter user was in his contact list on his phone. Lucas elaborated that the only two contacts that he thought might do something like this were Christine and the captain. By this point, the captain had stopped posting on QB Farms for over a month, but was last seen quietly observing threads on the site in the last week of December 2018. He had been getting pressure for spending too much of his leisure time away from his wife and daughter to deal with Chris's affairs, and was looking to take a break. As Lucas implied, it is possible that the captain, who for months was wishing for the Teen Troon Squad to leave Chris's life, took control of her Twitter account and posed as a troll pretending to be Magi-chan and leaked Lucas's private information to scare him away as one final act to help Chris. It is then theorized that he was the one responsible for pretending to be Lucas while leaking videos recorded for the Idea Guys, as he was one of the only people who could easily retrieve Christine's account password and be in the possession of the Idea Guys videos. After this time, both the captain and the Teen Troon Squad ceased contact with Chris.
Yeah, I like the music
From
as well.
this recent
Although
turn of
that
events,
song keeps getting
it was
claimed.
apparent that meddling in Christine's
Gino
life,
Samuel
no matter
has
with
those
good
copyrighted,
intentions
so
or
every
bad,
time I
was
do
bound
this,
to only bring trouble
get claimed.
for all involved. As those who got too close had to deal with the negative fallout, Chris careened on, changing rules for her life to form as many comfortable cushions as possible, to brace herself for whatever inevitable blow may come.
Man, here we go. Part 67 finished. Make sure you guys smash that like if you have not done it yet. We are cruising and bruising. I want to get to the fucked up shit, y'all.
On January 2nd, 2019, Christine revealed on Twitter that she would not be attending the MagFest convention that year, for she heard
MagFest.
no
I
word
went that
of
year.
any Sonichu
No, wait, no,
related
I went
panels.
2017.
In addition,
or
she
16.
claimed to
No,
feel
2016.
increasing superpowers due to the dimensional merge, which included levitating all over the place. But due to the real-world dimension
Netflix should make a
1218's
documentary
reality
about
restrictions,
That won't
no one
happen.
could witness the act. It was at around this time that Jacob Sockness,
That'd be
an
funny,
individual
but it
who
won't
fell in
happen.
love with Christine but then grew to hate her as she failed to notice his messages on social media, claimed to have
That person
stolen
had to
the
have been a
dimensional
troll.
merge away from Chris,
That
and
person
also
had to have
put a
been
curse
trolling
on her.
about that.
Sockness alleged that he tied the merger portal to a witchcraft temple which he fashioned himself, and that the merger would take place in his home in San Francisco and not in Chris's house. On January 3rd, Christine donated $20 to a fundraising campaign on the site GoFundMe to help pay for an individual's appendicitis operation. The next day, YouTuber Gino Samuel teased on Twitter the return of his Chris-chan, a comprehensive history documentary series
Gino Samuel
on his Gino
referring to
Samuel
themselves
2.1 channel,
in third
and was set
person.
to upload on February 24th, Chris's birthday. Chris shared the post, admitting that her birthday fell on a Sunday that year. Also on that day, Christine was interviewed by one Jackson Dalton, and the recording was soon after uploaded on YouTube.
I think it was 2014, is that right? You became a female? And
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, what made you realize that you were a female?
Well, I had, throughout my life, I had exhibited, but not totally realized my feminine habits and traits. And then it became more apparent to me that I was definitely soulfully a woman, due to the vision I have where I saw myself in my past lifetime sitting by a tree at Woodstock. I was like, and I was a woman then, so, okay, yep. I'm soulfully a woman.
Soulfully a
it's
woman.
Thing to go on from there, and I never regretted it.
Yeah, and I also know you had a lot of gal pals, so I kind of get it too.
Yep.
What's your favorite game franchise?
Game franchise. Shoot. And aside from Sonic,
Sonic,
and
duh.
Pokemon, I really like Tetris.
Tetris.
And then I also really got into and definitely like also the Hyper Dimension Neptunia series.
Man, that's
Since I'm more into it because I'm a CPU myself now.
He's a CPU.
There's my mother.
yeah. I hear Deborah.
All right, Mom, be safe. I love you.
Hi, Deborah.
No, her name is Barbara.
Or Barbara.
Nah,
Sorry, I'm not
she
really
said
good
Deborah.
with names. I hope she doesn't think I'm a troll or something.
No, she knows. She knows about this interview. Look, I'm flying through space.
When did you come to
Is
terms
that they?
with
I'm
your
not sure.
situation? You know that you currently
I get
had,
confused
constant
too, man.
mockery and whatnot.
Well, with the trolls and whatnot, I pretty much came to terms with it.
Well, they is neutral.
started
They
turning
could be
myself
anybody.
around on how to handle it.
They was a
About
pronoun before all this
2011.
pronoun shit. Oops, shit.
Shoot. Before Idea Guy came along, I literally was meditating nightly with Magic Chan, my hubby. And then all the events happened, and last March I married Magic Chan and Crizel, and then last June I married Mewtwo and Sylvana, and it's been very good, been very delightful, everything. And lots of people have seen us all together when we go out, so. And I'm definitely not the only one who could see them with my true sight.
Yeah, I did see a video of you kissing one of your wives.
Kissing Crizel.
Yeah.
Not to dox my friend there who ended up being named as the one who uploaded the video, and I'm not going to say his name on this video or dox him, but I just want to let him know that I know what's going on with you, and you're being possessed by the dark side, and I just want you to know that I forgive you. You're still cool in my eyes. I know you haven't done worse. I'd definitely like you and I to still be friends, and
When do I
still
take
have
the
Christmas
Christery
presents
final?
to give you and the other our other two friends.
I don't know.
I definitely want to hang out with them because
They should do a course, Christery, and
I care about
school.
them as friends, you know.
Also on that day, Christine, for unclear reasons, believed that she experienced an assassination attempt by a certain
An assassination
Sonichu created
attempt?
by the exiled Draco, who was routinely uploading videos on YouTube of the Sonichu comics with himself providing the voices for all the characters.
I am the prophesized master.
Chris addressed the supposed attack via Twitter. At the exiled Draco, your Sonichu OC personally paid me a visit tonight. He attempted assassination of me with commands from within your subconscious. Fortunately, I saw him coming and stopped him. What do you have to say for yourself on behalf of your OC's behavior? The exiled Draco denied the accusation, claiming that his original character, exiled Sonichu, or X, was mischievous but not murderous, and that the creator never would command X to kill anyone. Chris later returned to explain the attack in detail. Good afternoon.
Other than fucking his
Firstly,
mom, I think Chris
Magic
Chan's
Chan was
pretty
a witness. He was in the bathroom with me, sitting nearby as I showered. X appeared behind me through a device generates portal. Initially, I partially recognized him, and Magic Chan was able to fully identify him as your OC, X, without a doubt. He was attempting to assassinate me, at least
Don't
with
have
a
my
prank.
OC come and
He had become
assassinate you.
in talks with a small group of haters against me. Magic-chan talked with him and discussed how important I am. For one thing, he would not exist if I wasn't around. And then, a friend of X's showed up to retrieve him. He had a knife in his hand, but I felt his portaling in presence, so I grabbed him by the wrist and lifted him up. A dark blue Sonichu that could be mistaken for a bad recolor OC of myself, or Christy. He got a good talking to, as well. No charges or punishment will be ensued against either of them or yourself, I promise. At The Exiled Draco, I only wanted to inform you of the matter and get your thoughts. This event was one that was fated to happen anyway. But aside from that, I'd like to let this be an example for those with such hatred-filled thoughts against us in their heads. We all are together and capable of defending each other. I am able to feel it coming and stop it from happening. Thank you. The exiled Draco responded again to claim that X was innocent and that Chris's story did not reflect X's supposed history and known character traits. Another Twitter user interjected to suggest that the assassination attempt may have been merely imagined by Chris. Christine denied that it was her imagination, since she allegedly could physically interact with a Sonichu by whacking it with a half-full hair conditioner bottle.
She whacking it.
The Twitter user replied, saying that there may be a chance Chris was hallucinating, which may indicate a developing mental illness, urging her to seek help. Chris defended her experience by pointing out that QB Farms user and former guard dog, the captain, had apparently met with Magichan, in addition to others witnessing him being with Chris as well. On January 6th, Christine used her alternative Nightstar Twitter account to check the most recent updates from My Little Pony related creator Lightning Bliss, who had previously blocked Chris's main account. Chris then after wrote a string of tweets denying claims that she was one of the awful bad trolls and did not target or harass anyone. She wrote that
if
she
Chris
spread
had power,
kindness,
every male on Earth
love,
would be
and
Thanos
support,
snapped out of
and
existence.
stood up for anyone who was being harassed or bullied. She closed by writing that she was unable to help those in need if she were blocked, and pleaded for others to not do to her
What's
what
up,
her
Oscar?
half-brother Cole Smithy had done and block her Twitter account because it
You
ticked
watch
her
my latest
off
video?
when her
No,
kindness and
it's
support
literally
was
just
blocked. Later
a
on, she
a video about
begrudgingly
the glitch.
advertised
The
an
title
old
says it
item
all.
for sale on eBay, a telephone in the shape of the mascots of the multicolored button-shaped chocolates, M&Ms, because Chris's mother Barbara was yelling at her about money. On the 7th, Chris rhetorically asked her Twitter followers what would a mix of apple flavor and berry flavor Fanta be called, before announcing that it would be named Blue Applery. On January 10th, a concerned individual who had known about Christine for a relatively short time called Adult Protective Services in an attempt to have her living situation examined in the form of a wellness check. He recorded the phone conversation and then shared it on the QB
Here we
Farms
go, phone
under
call.
his freshly created account, Chris Psychology.
I'm concerned about the safety and well-being of someone in Ruckardsville under the name of Christine Weston Chandler.
Okay,
Do you need her address? Would you like to hear more? Or
I know the address.
okay.
Oh wow, they already know it.
It appears to be that she's trans. It appears that she's not able to take care of herself, as well as her mother, who may or may not be suffering from dementia. Her mother is calling her by her older brother's name, and her older brother has been living out of state for a very long time. Christine seems to be suffering from delusions, which are worsening over time and fed into by strangers over the internet. And her family and herself have displayed habits of compulsive hoarding, and from other outside sources and videos she posts from the internet, she appears to recklessly spend her money, and we're not sure of her financial stability, and we're also not sure if she has any plans of what's to happen when Barbara dies. We're just concerned and want the best for her, and want to make sure she gets the help she needs, honestly, sir.
So, I mean, obviously, I'm aware of the situation.
Oh, of course the calls for
You're not
clout.
the
They
first
don't
person to call.
they don't
In fact,
give a
you're
fucking
not even
shit.
probably the 10th person
They just want to
call.
fucking have
the
laughs.
issues that we have with the situation are
None
that
of the
we
trolls
can't
are
force
looking out for the best
cooperation
interests.
unless we have
I know some
very
people in the chat have
serious
said that
and
before. Oh, this guy was
provable
only
risk of
looking
danger
out.
to herself
No, none of them are looking out.
or to Barbara, which we aren't able to prove at this time. So is there something recently happening that is raising the level of concern for you to call in now?
She has been posting on her Twitter that she feels that the characters she creates are living in a different dimension and everything's gonna merge, and she said that she's like experiencing psychic powers and like moving things in her home with her mind and just overall down the rabbit hole.
My concern is that the online activity and persona and everything that goes into it may not actually be the real personality and the real beliefs and the real situation that's going on. I can't force cooperation. I can't force entry to the home, and I can only, question to an extent that they will allow. So it's just hard for me to really nail down any actual underpinning to everything that is online. Because I agree, what's online is absurd.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you that on our end, whenever we get information in like this that raises our concern level again, we do re-engage and try to offer services or try to offer just guidance on whatever may be needed at the time. Like I said, if you see newer things popping up that increase the level of concern, always feel free to call back in. Because like I said, we're always looking for more risky behavior that could help us build the case for what needs to be done. Was that everything you had at this point?
At this point, for now, yes.
And here's the other thing
He was
about that.
afterwards ridiculed
You can
by
obviously
members
tell.
of the Kiwi Farms for trying to meddle
You can
in
obviously
Chris's
tell
life,
that
and
wasn't the
soon had
first
his
time he
social
got
media
phone calls
profiles,
about it. So
parents' home
the more that
address,
dumbasses
and
call
personal
and call and
nude
call and
photos
call
shared
and
on the site.
actually
He then deleted his
troll,
Twitter account
like
and
it's
closed
different if
his
somebody's
Discord
calling with a real
servers.
concern, but after a
Also
while
on
they're just
January
gonna
Chris
tune it out
highlighted
and be
that the
like, oh,
belt
it's another
on her
troll.
recently purchased
You know what I
treadmill
mean?
caused her to slip and interfered
So the trolling-
with her exercise. So she received
If anybody
a
had
new
any
replacement
intent
belt,
to actually
courtesy of a
legitimately
Twitter
help
friend,
them
done in
and let the
preparation
people
to her
know,
participation in
it
the
got
hashtag
ruined because
BronyBabes
people
weight
probably
loss
were always
campaign
calling,
started
trolling,
by
and
a small
trolling, and
group
trolling.
of My Little Pony fans, which included Lightning Bliss. Later that day, Chris unveiled her new Lego construction, a representation
weren't
of her
taking the
CPU
call
Blueheart
serious anymore.
goddess persona. The next day, her Twitter account was supposedly taken over by her supposed husband, Magichan, who wrote a plea for people to stop harassing her and the people with whom she conversed. He claimed that Emmanuel, or God, was also disappointed in all the trolls and bullies. Magichan vowed to personally visit all those who left Chris hurtful comments and drain their memories of any technological knowledge. The artist of the art of Magichan that Chris attached in her final
Everything they
tweet,
were saying was
Captain
true,
Taco
but
2345,
the people
entered
aren't
the
gonna give a
thread
shit
to
anymore.
highlight that Christine did not credit him, and so left several tweets to bring more attention to himself and his work. Chris soon after acknowledged the artist and gave him credit, sharing his profile. The next day, after exercising on her treadmill, Chris alerted her followers of the latest data retrieved from her fitness tracking app, Fitbit, revealing that she weighed 209.7 pounds and wished to reduce her weight down to between 200 and 179 pounds. The next day, she posted a selfie of herself for the hashtag BronyBabes campaign.
Something did
Also on
fucking
the
happen.
12th, Chris filmed and then posted a short video of snow falling outside her house.
Snowing, snowing, snowing is falling, and we're inside at home with eggs for breakfast to make omelets with.
It was around this time that a small group of individuals began scheming about how to gain Christine's trust and influence her. Twitter user Megan Wingo, or Maker Nightly, made her presence known to Chris by encouraging and agreeing with her statements concerning the dimensional merge, and even confessing to being the supposed CPU goddess of the Nintendo Switch game console.
Oh my
A friend
god.
of hers found Christine's phone number, and to make her surprise, Chris replied to her text messages. She was being advised in how to interact with Chris by one Owls, who was known as CPU Turquoise Heart by Chris. Maker Nightv then created a private server on the online chatting application Discord called Sons of Miscreants, where she asked for others to join and participate in her scheme.
The
She
boyfriend free
elaborated in
quest,
the
yeah,
private
that was
chat
good times.
that she did not aim
Simpler
to feed
times.
Chris's delusions, but rather offer her friendly advice and be a source of moral support. Maker also highlighted that those in the Discord should not troll Christine, and that everyone should create their own CPU goddess persona and Sonichu character before contacting her and pretend to be gifted with the spirits of console goddesses. As Maker Nightv continued contacting Christine and earning her trust by supporting her words on Twitter and sending her fan art, Chris asked for Maker to befriend her former friend, Megan Schroeder, but Maker rejected her request, as she didn't want Megan to be put through any more Chris-related drama. At another point, Chris seemed to have grown more interested in Maker Nightv, as she was, according to Maker, being molded into a mini Christine by telling her to make her own medallion utilizing Chris's crystals. Inspired by Chris's alleged marriage to her own characters, Maker revealed on Twitter that she apparently was in a relationship with her original character, Nightv, a statement which Christine acknowledged and liked. On January 12th, Twitter user Kara Squiggly Rosechew, who was part of Maker Nightv's Discord, told Christine's detractors to leave her alone and stop the hate because she was a human like everyone else. Chris thanked them for their support,
You
but
lost
corrected
track of
their
all his happenings
statement
after
to clarify that she
2011.
was allegedly half
Must play with
human
the
and half
CPU
Sonichu. The next day, a user criticizing Maker for feeding Chris's psychotic delusions was replied to by Maker herself, who clarified that Christine's ideas were not delusions and that they were too blind to see the truth. Christine thanked Maker for defending her, pitying the haters for they did not possess, quote-unquote, true sight.
Pity the haters.
She later explained that an individual with true sight could see
on my
invisible
haters.
creatures and objects and perceive
on
the
my
original
haters.
forms of shapeshifters, among other abilities. QB Farms users quickly noted that her description of true sight was copied from the description of the ability of the same name, seen in the tabletop game Dungeons & Dragons. Chris then wrote a new tweet to direct all business inquiries to the email address christine@quickfill.us, adding that since she was a female, she asked all who contacted her to refer to her with the correct pronouns. On January 14th, in response to more members of the My Little Pony fandom being exposed as pedophiles, a Twitter user attempted to add Christine to the list by sharing a private message written by a member of the so-called Teen Troon Squad, Lucas, in which he claimed she inappropriately touched, hugged, and kissed the teenagers. Chris denied the accusations, claiming the message was taken out of context and that she was solely being entertaining or kind to the teens. She restated that she would never be attracted to minors. She later
CPUs
added
don't have
that it
genders?
would
Well,
be
it's
fair
based
for
off
her
of a
to be
video
demonized
game,
if conclusive
wasn't it?
evidence of her being a pedophile
CPU
surfaced,
Neptune,
but
whatever the
highlighted
fuck it
that
is.
the evidence must not be cropped or photoshopped, and that inflatable sex dolls should not count, regardless of whatever imagery was printed onto them. She further wrote that she stated her case without fear of prejudice because she had proven herself better in the decades since the trolling began, and that she usually did not engage in adult conversations with those under the legal age or those who did not make the first move on her consensually. The individual investigating reports of Chris acting inappropriately concluded that there wasn't enough evidence to brand her a pedophile, though stated that she was absolutely a creep and needed to get help in the form of therapy. Also on that day, after sharing the profile of Chaotic Chimera, a My Little Pony related artist who was in need of financial help, Christine was blocked by the artist and wrote a string of tweets to express her anger. I am all too well aware of the risks involved, especially the haters looking to target and harass those of who I am trying to be kind
Should have
and
dabbed on
supportive
them
of,
haters.
or simply talk to, with, or about. I am not fond of the haters and harassing types, and I do not condone their bullying of anyone. But I have faith in the common sense of everyone in being able to simply block those who actually do the harassing and hating instead of me. I remain the victim of circumstances every time someone blocks me instead of blocking the actual haters who harass.
Congrats though.
Look at my tweet history on @QuickSonichu. Do you see me making any such harassment or hurtful commentary to anyone who is innocent of hating or harassing? Absolutely not! All I did was relay that Chaotic Chimera needed money, so I relayed the link to her tweet about her dilemma. What happened? The haters harassed her.
I don't even.
And I
didn't
blocked.
even.
I did not
I don't
make
even want to
any
know
such
thoughts.
negative commentary.
That's how no
Not
spoilers
one
I want to
word
know.
from
So,
me. And yet
congrats
I get
on it,
blocked
though.
over the actual haters. Do you all know how I feel every time I learn that
I'm not
someone
too
I
far
follow,
from it.
like, and respect
I
on
just gotta
Twitter blocks me?
upgrade
I
stuff.
freaking hit the wall after running at Mach speeds. That's how I feel. And the shock freaking hurts. And sharing miscontent about me with anyone, especially that which is more than a decade old, is garbage.
Content
Sigh.
that's more than a
But I
decade old.
digress.
Imagine having like a
My main
decade's
goal
worth
here
of
is helping the artist by
weird
relaying her
shit
link. That
on
is
the
all.
internet.
I do not want to hear or see anyone harassing or hating on her or her family. Thank you. The next day, Chris wrote that she was staying positive and grounding her emotions with the help of her supposed husband, Magi-chan, sharing a photo of Lego
Magi-chan.
figurines representing herself, Magi-chan, and the cartoon character, Unikitty. Later on, her Twitter acquaintance, Ting Tings, drew a stylized athletic reimagining of Chris to encourage her in her weight loss journey. On January 16th, Christine attended her scheduled hearing regarding her case of unpaid debt to second round sub. The case concluded, and she was ordered to pay $2,476.63. After she got back home, Chris took part in the hashtag 2009 versus 2019 challenge on Twitter, in which people compared
remember that.
themselves to how they were 10 years prior. Chris posted a photo of himself from 2009, along with a recent picture, admitting that back then, Chris was very nerdy and naive.
Back
Afterwards,
then, he was
she
still
asked
nerdy and
Twitter
naive.
support for the reasons why she remained
What's up, Mr.
unverified on the
Papadopoulos?
platform, despite providing the verification team with her driver's license image twice, and that everyone knew her. On January 17th, she lashed out at her haters when she discovered that My Little Pony associated creator Eliora had blocked her on Twitter. She added that she loathed being blocked by bullies, quote-unquote, yapping on about her, leaving her feeling like she hit another wall running. 3 days later, she was angered once more upon finding out she had gotten blocked by My Little Pony related
Who's
creator
Chris Chan?
Dusty Cat.
Just join
after
in the fun and
complimenting
watch. You'll
artwork
figure it
done
out.
for him because her haters responded to anything she shared online, in addition to those aiming to further her delusions by discussing a supposed
my hater.
civil
That
war
doesn't hit the same as
occurring in
dab.
Quickville. In addition, she
Or dip.
reminded her followers of all the other individuals who had blocked her over the recent years. Chris then considered protecting her Twitter account, meaning that only select and trusted people could view her profile, inspired by the actions of the illustrator and voiceover artist Doopy Doover, who had also blocked her. Chris was tempted to block out all her haters at the expense of her
Block
genuine
out the
fans,
haters.
and was sure, as when she pepper sprayed the feet of the alleged jerk assistant manager of the GameStop in 2014, that she would do it if left with no other choice.
The weapon damage makes it hard to get into.
On January 21st,
That's why you gotta get the better
Christine
weapons.
wrote an extended Twitter
Or you
thread
gotta,
discussing an apparent war in the dimension C-197.
Figure out how you
and also
improve
read out
the durability
thread
of
in a
certain
YouTube
things through
video
recipes.
posted that same day.
Hello everybody, Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again in the utility
Christine
room.
Chandler.
And this time I got a whopper of a speech for everybody that needs to be well heard and listened. I've just talked with the war rebels and haters in Dimension
The haters.
C-197, and I'm going to share the statement with the rebels and haters here in this world and dimension. For those who don't know, this war is between the CPU's console patron units, deities,
Maybe the brother
heroes,
bailed her out?
superheroes,
I thought it was court
and
ordered.
the villains and
That's why they got
supervillains
out.
were acting against the prophecies and destinies that all have been happening, are happening, and shall be happening. We, the heroes and deities, do what we all must to stand and fight to defend the good of both worlds and dimensions. And I do understand and recognize how all of you thinking I am not making progress in myself and around me, but I am making progress in myself. I'm developing my brain further. I'm getting stronger in my superpowers and everything. You all just do not understand. Because y'all closed yourselves off. So, here's the thing. Haters and bullies. Why can't y'all just find something else that's actually popularly disliked and hated? Like Putin and his recent spiel against the LGBTQ in Russia. Or Donald Trump's freaking wall! Really taking money out of every single person's pockets. Is he thinking about the people? No, he's not thinking about us. He's thinking about himself. But this is not about Donald Trump. It's about all of you, the haters, and how y'all need to find
Daniel.
something else to focus your hatred upon.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I will recommend this,
ABE
as I did to
Nation
the haters and rebels and C197
Plus.
earlier today. Go punch a
You got a free
reinforced
super chat.
bag of sand.
I guess so.
Even those of y'all who are
Thank
stuck
you, I
to
appreciate
a chair
that.
in perma-epic fail, y'all can still reach out and punch a bag.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Simple. You're on a chair. Just punch. Thank you all so much. Everyone, have a great and safe day. And know that we,
If you guys aren't a channel member,
all of us, are
consider
working together
becoming
to
one.
keep
You can click the join
each
button
and
down
every
below,
day
become a channel
great and
member.
safe
We're going to be
for
doing
all
a
of you.
channel member stream here
Body,
soon. In the
mind,
next few days, actually.
spirit,
I'm due one.
Superpowers.
So those are like exclusive channel member streams where we like
In a
take
similar
calls
tactic
and stuff like
as
that.
of the idea guys,
I haven't done one in about a
enablers
month,
on Twitter
so we'll do
encouraged
it.
Christine's beliefs that
I did
the
one
sister
before
dimension was
Retropalooza
real
Houston.
and that there was an ongoing conflict occurring
yeah, I
between
appreciate
her
you.
own
Thank you
original
for,
characters
joining.
and those of other franchises. She rejected claims from enablers who wrote that her son,
Do they even
Sonichu,
pay
had abandoned
income
her,
tax?
vowing to
I
throw
no
sandbags
clue.
onto anyone if they said Sonichu was not loyal. On January 22nd, music artist Dodie released a music video for the song Monster, which briefly features an illustration of Sonichu.
Oh shit, Sonichu was in a music video? That's
Also on that
badass.
day, Chris was blocked by My Little Pony related creator Mad Munchkin,
Uh-oh.
prompting her to go to her laptop to try protecting her tweets to restrict who could access her account. She announced that the only thing that could stop her from protecting her account was if all the people who had blocked her were to unblock her. She soon after declared that the deed was done and planned to individually block all unsavory accounts from the thousands that followed her. 27 minutes later,
See you later,
Christine
Super Tenor.
unprotected her account, writing
Have a
that
good night.
protecting it would mean that all the people she followed and liked would not be able
Thank
to
you,
read her
Brazzers,
responses and thoughts,
Air
and
D.
instead
Ren.
asked Twitter if there was an option
Appreciate
for her
that.
to approve or deny follower requests. She then posted a short clip of herself shrieking out in frustration.
Don't be loud.
The next day, she continued to release her hatred for the haters and harassers by wishing they all experience what he did in school and have 4 of the school's
Well, there's 2
staff
membership
pin
tiers.
them
There's the
down to
membership plus
ground
tier. You
and
gotta be
record
there
their
when it goes
screams
live to
onto
get
an
it.
audio cassette tape and
I did one
phone
a
and
few
have
weeks
it
back.
uploaded onto the internet.
I posted in the
She then
Discord the
reimagined
link and
the
everything.
trauma done unto the trolls
then I
as
had,
a video game.
I had it
where
running
the
on
trolls
here
would be screaming victims
as a members only
who could
stream.
not break free from the
There's
school
the
staff's
members
grip
and then there's the
could
member
only
plus.
scream
Member
and
plus
squirm
get the
while also being strangled.
the exclusive live
When
streams.
confronted by other users for her
Thank you, though,
violent
Tommy.
threats, Chris wrote that the haters and harassers drove her
The
to
haters.
that point, followed by 111 cloud with lightning emojis. She went on to explain that she only recalled that traumatic event from school because she was encouraged to think about it by her
Change your name in
psychiatrist at a
French?
recent meeting, and that the psychiatrist was to blame for making her remember it again.
Thank you, Craig. I
Chris pleaded
appreciate that.
if
3
people
years
wanted
doesn't
her
even
to
feel like
function
it.
better, then they should never push her into that PTSD moment of epic insanity and get everyone who had blocked her to unblock her. When someone pointed out that Christine should simply block her harassers, she claimed that they would quickly create new accounts and use them to harass her again. And since she had over 29,000 followers, the arduous task of blocking all possible trolls would have been quote-unquote beyond hell and Tartarus. At the same time, Ting from Twitter had a private conversation with Christine, in which she inquired whether Chris was in a Discord with Maker Nightv, because Tings was worried Megan was feeding her idea guys ask ideas after her private Discord messages were leaked on the QB forums. Chris admitted that they were in a Discord together, but denied she had anything to do with the idea guys, or that she was being forced to do anything. After Tings shared their conversation on Twitter, Chris told her followers to stop harassing her friends, possibly referring to Maker. Tings then
you have a Sonic tattoo, but you won't wear shirts because of fandom?
Asking if her intentions were truly honest. Maker wrote that she saw Chris as someone who was as broken as she was, and that she simply wanted to help. Tings countered her claim with the leaked Discord messages of her making mocking comments, misgendering, and organizing her group to work as a team. Due to an onslaught of harassment, Maker Nightv wrote on Twitter that she was left feeling suicidal and hated herself and humanity. She said that even though she only wanted to help Christine, the constant bashing made her feel depressed. On January 24th, Christine apologized for lashing out the previous day, but still wished for every person she liked to unblock her. She added that after investigating and talking with her, she concluded that Maker Nightv was genuine and not a troll. She elaborated that Magichan and some other CPU goddesses had apparently told her Maker was not a troll. Chris soon after apologized to all the people who blocked her, mentioning their usernames, and asked for her trolls to all directly apologize to them as well, so that she could be unblocked. She concluded that she would not take no for an answer, and if remained blocked, she would have another mental meltdown. Later again, Chris asked for other people involved with the MLP fandom, or brony artists and analysts who may personally know the individuals that blocked her, for advice on how to apologize to them. Later that day, Christine unveiled a preview of a short comic that was inspired by the ongoing blocking saga.
You've been following me since 2016.
Oh
yeah,
wrote
man.
A handwritten declaration
Classic
of
stuff,
diplomatic immunity for a brony analyst who had blocked her, Eon of
I miss
Dreams,
2016
and his
YouTube.
counterpart in the sister dimension for apparently fighting back against haters. Later on,
Fight back
in response to a person talking about watching the Netflix-produced series about serial killer Ted Bundy, Chris asked if it was the same Bundy who she believed was framed for his crimes. When others tried to explain that it was a concept fabricated for her by the idea guys, Chris rejected this claim, stating that the framing was a fact that was even mentioned on Wikipedia. She added that she even talked with his Sonichu reincarnation, who served as a soldier in Quickville and was behaving himself very well without a single instance of launching a killing spree in the past year. At the end of the day, Chris created a new Twitter account, Magichan Sonichu. The account's tweets were protected, meaning that only approved followers could see her tweets. But it could be seen that Chris used this account to follow all the people who had blocked her. One of the blockers, Chaotic Chimera, responded in a thread that the reason she blocked Chris was because she didn't want to be associated with a scammer, relaying personal bad experiences with such people, and vowed to block anyone who encouraged her to unblock Christine. Another user notified her of the alternative accounts she was using, and so Chimera blocked them all. By the morning of January 25th, nearly all the people that had blocked her original account had also blocked her new Magichan account. When someone asked Chris if the account truly belonged to Magichan, she confirmed that she helped him set up the account, and he allegedly stood beside her as he selected what posts he liked and which accounts to follow. Christine then wrote that she felt sad and depressed, and blamed others for forcing her to do what she did after getting blocked, followed by 39 loudly crying face emojis. Another Twitter user revealed to her that when asked via direct message, one of the blockers confessed that the trolls had nothing to do with the blocking, and that Chris was blocked under advisement of friends. After reading the screenshots of the private messages, Chris determined that the images were photoshopped. Afterwards, Twitter user Kirai Uchiha told one of Chris's blockers, Sega Sister, that Chris was escalating in her demands and wanted the brony to spread the word about Chris's intentions. Consequently, Kirai Uchiha was blocked by Christine for allegedly prompting Sega Sister to block her. Soon after, the Twitter user reported that they would be contacting the sheriff's department of Chris's locale and tell them what she has been doing.
It sounded like you said Chris's locale.
That she learned that some of the instances of recent events were not hater-instigated and apologized to Uchiha for branding them a hater. She then after promised to not push any more abusive tweets or posts, wishing to make amends as quickly as possible. Also on the 25th, Chris unveiled an older drawing of Chris Chan Sonichu taking part in the My Little Pony Analysis YouTube series TF2 Analysis, which was hosted by some prominent members of the Brony community who roleplayed as characters from the video game Team Fortress 2, including some who had blocked her. Through a lengthy Twitter thread, she explained how she apparently participated in the show after being introduced to the opportunity by prominent TF2 Analysis member
Hey, I'm not gonna joke.
Wolf.
I gotta get on one soon.
Finally, on that day, Chris complained further about her week, adding an account of an incident concerning her neighbors. Worst week ever to my mind, body, and emotions. Blocked by more of those I like and appreciate it. I am not going to cry or have a tantrum, just more apologies to issue. If I did not have the greater destiny
Naruto. I know what Naruto is, but I haven't followed it.
I would just die from all of the rejection! Even more shocking, my neighbor across the street from me shouted angrily at me, blaming me for his child questioning their gender identity. This happened Thursday. More stress and anxiety on top of all of the other chaos and drama. How do you think I'm feeling, bad trolls? How do you all, each and every one of you all, think I am feeling? I am not asking for sympathy or pity. Go on about your lives. Emmanuel,
go on.
Get my body to C-197 now. This 1218 world is becoming all too much for me. Soul and mind/body. On January 26th, MLP-affiliated creator Harmony Dancer tweeted at Christine, telling her not to contact her friends ever again, and called her a monster. She denied Chris's claim that she was a victim and called her disgusting.
Dearest Abby?
And
For the record, you hear this AI voice in your sleep.
Chris to write that she was now closer to
I was just wondering about you earlier. I was like, man, it's been a while since
congratulated her
Abby's followed
for
the
making
Chan.
her feel so. She
We're already at
others to tear her down
68.
because she could infinitely respawn, and so could be teared up into infinity because she was scum. Chris went on to write a long tirade filled with random access humor because she was scum and did not deserve sleep. If you would like to see this slip of scum sleep for the night, dial 963 on your speed dial while looking for granola in the bottom of the ocean with humpback whales while wearing Mario frog suits, provided by Lumberjack Incorporated. Hee. Ugh. Tonight's order of fried brains has been brought to you by Harmony Aroma Dancers of Pizza Joe in Lumbago, Nicaragua. Random isms are also brought to you by Harmony Aroma Dancers in New York, Zimbabwe, and Cucamonga. Yee-hee! Enjoy marshmallows and jelly beans in your strawberry, jam, and Parmesan pizza pie made with the help of Eskimos and rubber chickens. Bon appetit and headaches. Kristen went to her Magichan Twitter account to reply to Harmony Dancer, posing as her supposed husband, stating that she did not sleep the whole night, and her brain was damaged by being called scum.
So suddenly they just
Harmony Dancer then read
had
Chris's
like a
attempts at
huge
making
imagination
her feel guilty and expressed
about
through a
alternate
meme
dimensions
that it
and
was
shit
the
out of
dumbest
nowhere,
shit
which
she
kind
had
of
seen all day. The next day,
you can't
Chris
remember where you
claimed
left
that
off.
The reason she may have been blocked
well,
was
I mean,
that
they start to
people
all
believed
melt
that
together,
wholesome
right?
Christian impersonators on Twitter who harassed the Brony analysts were the real Christine. She asked for them to reassess the blockings and investigate the unique Twitter handles of the Chris's they blocked. At around this time, Kiwi Farms users suspected that Chris or her friend Maker Nightvie established a new Twitter account, Creamerina, named
Creamerina?
after Maker's original character, which proceeded to follow all the accounts which had blocked Christine. On January 28th, Chris recorded and released a YouTube video addressing the recent blocking fiasco.
Just
Yeah, you got a
addressing-
lot of bronies
who you
now.
are,
Well, he's
the-
always kind of been a
fellow
brony, but now
bronies
there's
and
like voice
Pegasisters
actors and
who
one of the
blocked
creators
me
of the My Little Pony
on
series
Twitter.
and shit.
the obvious big thing, among which is the bad, outdated.
Oh, and he's transgendered
reputation
now. I don't know
had
if you remember that.
Like
Or she. He, she.
12 years old, nearly.
Christine.
Seriously. 2007. No, Joe's been hating on me since then. I would never have done any of those things that I am very shameful of today if they had not gotten involved. I'm just as trolled and bullied as some to most of y'all. And
That sounds like a Three Stooges
harassment.
noise.
I do not harass anyone. The only things I do on Twitter are kindness and supportive
Well, yeah, he-
commentary. And
That's why he was
Among
identifying
which-
as lesbian still.
those haters and harassers, they used outdated, and partially counting the stuff that was deceived on me last year during those 6 months by freaking idea guy and Stephen Boyd. They con $6,000 on me. You think I'm not upset about that either? I'm upset about that. I'm upset about all the
He always tries to-
rejection
he
I'm
always
getting
sounds
from
like
the people
Mickey-
I
like a weird
I'm
Mickey
fan
Mouse
of
when he
each
does
and every
that.
one of you. I'm serious. I like your art style. I like the way you do in your shows and everything. Very serious about that, and I'm sorry for offending each and every one of you. But I ask, it's just, I gotta get my mental sanity back, so please unblock me. Please unblock me. I'm very, very sorry for everything, for offending each and every one of you. Super serious.
Yeah, a little wild.
Damn trolls and damn haters and harassers. They've been ruining my life since 2007. 2007.
Well, she's saying new because she's missed
Check
probably like
whoever's
15,
been
15 episodes.
harassing you, pretending it them because they're actually pretending it's me or being themselves, just straight out outdated crap about me. And I'm actually am.
Could
and
you
I've proven
imagine if we
myself to
had
be- I'm
videos
still
of
working myself to
Chris
be
like in elementary
a very
school talking?
good, honest, decent person. All right? I mean, you don't misjudge a woman
Like somebody
that
in
got
here
seriously
earlier mentioned
drunk
Sammy Classic
at
fan.
21.
Could you imagine? No,
accidentally did
like
Cornfield,
young,
and 10
like
years
8,
later, you judge her based
9.
on what she did 10 years
And
ago.
it was documented on here.
This
Like,
shit's been over a decade
like, but him
old.
doing like rants like
2007.
this as a
I've been
kid.
trolled since then. I'm still getting freaking bullied and everything.
I'm not talking about like little news clips and
Anyway.
shit. I'm talking about full out
Please unblock me on Twitter.
videos like this.
Unblock me. That's all I'm asking. We don't have to be friends, but
Again, I'm not talking about the
don't- I
news or
just-
small interviews. I'm talking
do
about
not
videos like
to
this.
be hated, and I am not one that's worthy of hatred. Yeah, I'm followed by all these freaking people who it's a freaking fetish to them to harass and hate everybody.
That's like the curly right there. That's the curly.
And I know y'all agree with me too on that. I feel like I could faint in a moment. So, again, I'm sorry for offending y'all in any way, and the reputation's outdated, and these damn trolls just try to mislabel me as so much negative. It's just. Very serious. Look at me. Look at me. Look how
It's
tired
very
I am.
serious.
All this chaos has been going on the past week because everybody's been blocking me.
cracking under the pressure of the people she sought comfort in.
Yeah,
pushing
home
her away.
videos, but
Christine
again,
once
I was
more
talking about
failed to
videos of him
acknowledge that
ranting.
her own
I don't
actions
understand
were
where
largely at fault.
you guys don't get what
For
I was
most
talking
people,
about that. I
it
said
is
if we had
difficult
videos
to
of him
own
as a
up to their
kid
mistakes and take
talking
the
and
blame
going on
inevitable
rants.
consequences.
Like
For a
Sammy K,
goddess
classic
like
fan.
Christine, whose reality decreed she could do no wrong, perhaps it was impossible.
All right, we're about to go to number 69. My number. All right, smash the like if you have not. We're in the final countdown, man. Number 69.
Misguided fears to
What the
creator.
hell? Why is it already started? I know I didn't watch any of that shit. Hey, yep. 69, guys.
On January 28th, 2019,
We're not
in the
there yet.
aftermath
We're still
of
a couple
large
years
number
away.
of My Little Pony
Damn it.
affiliated creators blocking her on Twitter, Christine began using an alternative account to bypass their blocks to start apologizing to them individually by sending them direct messages of drawings
That's what I just said,
depicting
Blue
Christian
Gundam.
Sonichu apologizing to the relevant person's pony persona and them accepting Chris's apology. At around the same time, Chris's Twitter friend Ting Tings privately inquired whether she was still in contact with Maker Nightfee, who encouraged Chris's ideas of
Has
alternate
Chris Chan
dimensions
commented on these
and
videos? No,
interactions
I don't think
with
Chris Chan
fictional
is allowed to have
characters.
internet right now.
Christine wrote that they were in a Discord server together, to which Tings replied by linking to the Kiwi Farms thread, which exposed Maker's social media accounts and private correspondences on Discord,
Hedgehog
which showed
King.
her to belittle and mock Chris in private. After this revelation, Chris wrote that her head hurt. Tings criticized her for not cutting ties with Maker Nightfee, implying she may get the same treatment as that from the Idea Guys, Joshua Wise and Stephen Boyd. Ting Tings then blocked Christine on
Oh, I thought he was
Twitter.
talking about my video, my
It
streams.
was also at around this time that the
Since I've been watching
MLB-related
it.
creator, Mad Munchkin, who had blocked her on Twitter, also blocked her from contributing to her Patreon fan support page. Also on the 28th, Chris wrote a thread on Twitter detailing her thoughts in the aftermath of being blocked by many people that she liked. I am still working very hard to redeem myself in the eyes of those who had rejected me over the past week due to the injustices that had been brought unto them with misguided fears from years old and cleared, yet ashamed, mistakes I had made, most of which were manipulations. Of those haters and harassers of yesterdecade who all still want to torture me worse into my own offline social life. I cannot and shall not rest my overweary and broken mind until I see these people liking me once again, because to them, all I did was offer supportive and kind commentaries, thoughts and replies, time after time, again and again. And what falls below each and every positive note I leave, but a cacophony of misconstrued and twisted takes on my word choices and phrasings in my genuine kindness.
Genuine?
I never was hitting on anyone. I never intended any harm unto anyone, and I certainly never meant to offend. And I never harassed. No! That harassment came from those cyber bullies who continued to stalk me day after day, month after month,
Sometimes
year
I
after
forget
year,
that that's not Chris
since
Chan's voice.
the year 2007, going on 12 years. When will the lot of you annoying bullies who fetish on hatred and harassment simply back off and let me live offline and online in peace of mind, and for me to spread sincere kindness and support without it getting twisted and misinterpreted as another freaking penis or fart joke? I am long sick and tired of all of this grave injustice that continues to linger in my online footsteps. In a better part of this world, action does take place against continued hatred and mal-speech. Yet those bullies and bugbears continue to use freedom of speech, amendment, first, as their excuse and alibi for their continued abuse of the internet. That, people, is a perfect example of abuse to that which is amongst the amendments surrounding the Constitution. Our forepeople left before us in millennium, century, and decade past. And I certainly will not stand for any of that abuse to everything of the internet and the United States in the name of the worst mislabeling unto anyone, a hated social outcast. Hell, no. I continue to do my work with as great a stride my limited mind and body are able to handle, and I am reaching out for help in resolving the injustice of the misguided fears and hatred unto the innocent individuals that I like, who before now had a positive impression from me.
Twitter tirades.
In
See, I
recent
missed all
years
this
past,
shit when it was
I've
fucking
been the bullies
like,
and
real time.
bugbears ongoing victim of cyberbullying, deceit, and blackmail since 2007. But I stand strong against those who had wronged me and wronged others into erroneously misplacing wrong unto me. I am a proud warrior and CPU. And I shall not fall. And with the help of all of my allies, near, far, and in our sister dimension, we shall win over the hate and harassment. Who is with me in agreement and strength and ability for the fights of our online and offline socializing freedoms? Thank you all for listening. Everyone who actually listens and does not criticize and demand every word I say. Later on January 28th, Chaotic Chimera, one of the individuals who had blocked Chris, demanded that Chris and her cult stop harassing her and asking her to unblock Chris, and warned that if she were to appear on Chris's timeline again or be followed again by one of Chris's alternative accounts, then she would pursue legal action and attempt to get a restraining order against her and have her charged with harassment. On January 29th, Christine unveiled on Twitter her new 4-page comic, soon referred to as Sonichu Special 6, which concerned the recent Twitter blockings of My Little Pony analysts and creators. Chris-chan Sonichu confesses to Magi-chan that she screwed up in Dimension 1218, and many haters began sending misguided fears to creators on Twitter. The two then meet with MLP-affiliated analyst and creator of the TF2 Analysis YouTube series, Dr. Wolf. As Dr. Wolf and Magi-chan wait nearby, Chris-chan approaches the pony, Frigid, acting as a barista, and orders for herself a mix of apple and berry Fanta with an energy shot, and Magi-chan telepathically tells her to order a fresh pot of tea and crumpets for themselves. Over a cup of tea, Magi-chan explains that while Christine's soul travels between dimensions 1218 and C197, her body remains
the
stuck
text
at
there is
1218
actually handwritten.
and functions
In the
under
past, he
limited
goes
mentality.
back and
Recently,
types it.
haters and harassers
Or sometimes
pushed
he
her
would
and
type
the people she followed on Twitter, which resulted in her favorite brony creators blocking her on the social media site. Dr. Wolf suggests that she needs someone with whom to talk about this, and Magi-chan admits that Chris has been venting to his spouses, Magi-chan, Crizel, Sylvana, and Mewtwo, but was reluctant to talk about the situation with psychiatrists and psychologists. Dr. Wolf and Magi-chan both mention a certain male friend whose name was censored, with whom she spoke freely over the video chatting application Skype, but lately he had become
Man, I haven't used
unreachable.
Skype in a fucking
Magi-chan
minute.
then accuses the readers of disconnecting from their original characters, or OCs, who in turn got misinterpreted in the media, so he pleads for the people to reconnect with their OCs. Magi-chan then explains that his statement is aimed at the creators and voice actors of original characters who no longer communicate with their creations, which caused some misrepresentation.
About like
Magi-chan declares that neither he nor other characters like him were fictional and are in fact real, breathe, exist, and coexist. He further states that the lack of communication is the reason why the dimensions of 1218 and C197 are merging. Dr. Wolf agrees with his statement. On January 30th,
Skype got
Chris
killed by
wrote
Microsoft.
that she had just found
it's still
out from some
a thing,
unknown
though.
parties that
I just
one
haven't used it
Kibo,
in forever.
an artist, had blocked her. Christine claimed that the recent blocking was of minor importance, as she did not know who Kibo was, and reasoned that it was because people were joining the trend of seemingly everyone blocking Chris. She pleaded for people to not join this fad and asked for Twitter support.
Yeah, Billy,
to take
but
note
I
of
mean,
this
what if they were
apparent
right?
rising
What if in
blocking
that
trend
one
and meme?
small
However,
chance they were
Kibo
right?
had written on their Twitter account that Christine had followed their account and was near immediately blocked. After a brief unblocking, Kibo checked their direct messages and found that Chris had written to them praise for their artwork.
No, not everybody's
and
on the
for them
spectrum.
to not block her like all the other haters. Chris was promptly reblocked. Soon after,
And
Chris
nowadays,
used her
people
alternative
say everybody
Magichan
has
Sonichu
something fucking
account
wrong
to
with
write
them,
to
but
Kibo under the guise that
I
she
don't
was
believe that.
Magichan, berating Kibo for blocking his wife and increasing her chances of having another PTSD attack. Kibo then directly addressed Christine's Twitter thread concerning the blocking and demanded
I've actually
her
taken
to
an
stop addressing
autism test
them, delete
before,
the
or well,
posts,
not like an
and
official one,
pretend
but
Kibo
one
did
online,
not
and it
exist.
said I didn't have any.
On the final day of January, Christine made her Twitter account protected, meaning that only her approved followers could see her tweets. Afterwards, she proceeded to manually block all followers who she thought were trollsome. When asked about the mass blocking, Chris confirmed that over the course of a few hours, she blocked over 5,000 accounts by manually pressing the block button while going down her extensive list of followers. Among those she blocked was Jacob Sockness, the autistic individual from San Francisco who dabbled in occult practices and had fallen in love
Occult
with Christine.
practices.
He
So you put a
protested the
curse on him?
blocking on his alternative Michiro Hutaki Twitter account. At the same time, Chris apparently contacted Maker Nightv and others in her group of enablers to let them know that Steve Harvey, host of competitive family TV game show Family Feud, was attempting to prevent creators from contacting their OCs and stop the dimensional merge. On February 1st, an unknown individual joined Chris's Patreon fan support page to make a monthly pledge
much did
of
he make on
$500. This new pledger also asked for Christine to directly message them over Twitter. On the 2nd, Chris wrote on Twitter about how she was handling the recent blockings against her. Note that I have recovered from the anxiety and stresses of the recent blockings. I remain fully intent in redeeming myself with each of those analysts in time. Meanwhile, I wish to assure everyone that I am
should have been
mentally and
intern.
emotionally stable. I am not delusional, psychotic, or anything similar. It remains a shame not everyone is able to see our sister dimension and those from there who are here in our dimension right now, but that will be remedied very soon through the hands of fate and destiny. 2 days later, Chris complained that one Michael Sherman from Alaska kept sending her hate mail. She had only opened and briefly glanced at his first correspondence, but from then on, she did not open any other envelopes, and called for
I'm
someone
gonna kill
to
this
tell
fucking
Michael to
fly
stop
that's
sending
flying
her
in my
mail.
room. It keeps fucking
On February 5th,
going in front of the
Chris
screen
came out
and
in
shit.
support
I'm gonna
of Vic
fucking get it.
Mignogna, voice actor known for English dubs of Japanese anime series, who was being accused of sexual impropriety against fans and voice actresses. She wrote that she also received negative repercussions, such as being banned from a convention, and was falsely accused of the negative adjectives that were being attributed to Vic. When asked whether she was kicked out of the convention for sexually assaulting people, Chris admitted that she was kissing people on the face cheek, and at the time was not aware the
Face
gesture
cheek.
was frowned upon, since she was still learning the ins and outs of being extroverted and social. She claimed to have learned from her mistakes and was welcome to return to the Too Many Games convention later in the year. At around the same time, it was personally revealed to YouTuber Gibby, who largely made videos on updates regarding Chris Chan, that an individual posing as a troll got into contact with one Liquid Chew, a troll active on YouTube and Twitter. In private messages, Liquid Chew confessed that over a short period, he had ordered over $100 worth of pizza to Christine's house and arranged for cash payment for the food, boasting that Chris was likely pressured into paying the delivery drivers and accepting the pizzas, though it is also possible she rejected all deliveries. On February 8th, Chris showcased on Twitter a Lego minifigure depicting notable brony analyst Dr. Wolf, which she allegedly made over a year ago. Later that day, she uploaded a new YouTube video targeting the bronies who had blocked her on Twitter.
Hello everybody, Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again. And this just can't wait. It's gotta be shared while it's fresh in my mind. There's actually a lot in common between I and those amongst the brony analysts. I just feel like I need to get this off my mind, cause shoot, I have been trolled. I have been cyberbullied since 2007, and y'all didn't come onto the internet till like a few years later. I've seen amongst your videos and on your Twitter and whatever. Well, like for one obvious example, and I'm gonna use their OCs to pretty much name them, but yeah, Lightning Bliss's creator, Lightning Bliss. So Blissy, listen. You think you've got the problems with handling
He always
the
does that fucking
harshness,
high-pitched
those
voice.
comments going in and in and in and in and in at you like a knife stabbing at you, just bam, 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 and you're like, I've been there. I've reacted just as badly, if not worse. So much catharsis. It's all bent up in me and everything. Y'all know who you are. I mean, even Jasper Pie. You break the fourth wall, and I break the fourth wall, and we're funny. One time ago, we take things with a laugh. Sometimes we can't stand being annoyed by. Oh, look, hey, pizza car. Oh, well, look at this. Here, delivering pizza to a false address, and nobody's going to pay for it. Like, you don't understand the pizza's my way.
It sounds like Emo Williams. Who's Emo Williams?
And I've got my problems with life at home as well.
I would like a Sonichu medallion. I almost bought a knockoff the other day.
We've been on the floor of the 4th grade, leaving my friends behind at school graduation, having very terrible time in college here and there, and being banned from places, being liked by some, hated by a bunch, and then just wondering how much is really shining brighter, the light of good or the darkness of the hate. And it just grinds me up.
Just grinds me up.
Okay, well look, I'm not asking y'all to unblock me on Twitter, but at least listen to what I am telling you right now. I've learned from my past mistakes and everything, and aside from the recent catharsis that I did after Mad Munchkin blocked me, that was the last straw on my back right there. Why can't we all just get along on the fact that we're similar? Because y'all have your share of bad reputations, and I've got all y'all's bad reputations bulked up into me. Alright? You've been there. I've been there. You've been there. I've been there. You've been there. I've been there again. Come on, just. I'm so disorganized and respond to that, but I think y'all get my point. We're all in the same yacht-sized boat. Of the fact that we got all these trolling, hater, harassing problems and things.
This video, along with her previous video addressing those who had blocked her, was soon deleted by Chris.
Boat. Yeah, I didn't get
On February 9th, Christine, apparently along with her supposed spouses, attended a cinema screening of the Lego Movie 2, and wrote in
Lego
reflection that it was of good quality, and shared some lessons she learned from it. Also on that day, she established a new alternative Twitter account, @CPU_quick Sonichu, which for the moment was protected, in an attempt to quote-unquote jump the shark from the old account and into the new. According to her private message, a so-called ally would be screening any new followers to judge their merit, who was later revealed to have been former troll and Quickie administrator Marvin. A Kiwi Farms insider, who was approved as a follower by Christine, later leaked to the forum site the first few tweets from her new account, confirming that she was jumping the shark from her old account, welcoming the small number of positive followers. She proceeded to follow many of the individuals who had blocked her on her main account, who within a day or two blocked her new account as well.
$5.
She also announced that there would not be Amy drama on her new account. A few days later, it was brought to light by Kiwi Farms user The American Hedgehog that the person who had pledged $500 to Chris's Patreon page had ceased being her patron, bringing Christine's monthly earnings down to $132. On February 16th, Chris uploaded a short video on Twitter starring her pony character, Gary Stu, named after the male alternative of Mary Sue, which is a fictional character archetype that typically is an idealized reimagining of the creator of said character, and was also partially based on the pony character Mary Sue, created by Mad Munchkin, one of Chris's blockers.
Hello everyone, I'm Gary Stu, and I know what to do. Everything I say and do is right, just like a certain lady friend of mine.
Gary, it's time to come home. Come on, we got dinner.
Alright, honey, I'm coming. That's our Mary Sue. I better fly. I'll see y'all again another time. Farewell
a Lego game? The Lego games are fun.
Also on that day, Christine uploaded a 15-minute stop-motion Lego animation focusing on Brony, Dr. Wolf, as a therapist for Chris, who discusses her personal struggles regarding the numerous people she liked that had blocked her, parodying the animated YouTube series A Moment with Dr. Wolf, made by Dr. Wolf.
So, Mrs. Chandler, tell me what's on your mind. Well, Doc,
Oh, Lego sets are
on
pretty
our Earth
bad
in Dimension
expensive, but the Lego
1218, I am
games
very
are
well
pretty
known
fun, and
and
they drop in
famous
price pretty
for my
quick.
creativity and my Sonichu comic books. And I have many fans and followers.
Is that Fabuland?
Amongst
I don't
which in the
know. It's
fan
been a
base,
while since I've
the
gotten any
trollish haters
Legos.
and
I got
harassers.
Star Wars ones. That's like it.
More recently, though, they have been targeting and harassing the Brony analysts that I like. Really? Could not take the blocking anymore! After years of being bullied, deceived,
If you guys haven't smashed that
harassed,
like yet,
and
smash it, por
blackmailed.
favor.
Not to mention being banned from a few places too.
We're at 41 likes. Can we get 50
Not to
at least,
mention-
por favor?
Recently, a psychiatrist at Region 10 maybe recall that time in the 4th grade when the teacher's aide, aides counselor, and the principal helped me pin
Lego
down
Undercover, that one was
on the
alright. I had it on the
phone.
Wii U, and it's also on Switch. I don't know if it got ported over to the other consoles, but I have it on Switch and Wii U.
Let me up.
I have a touch of OCD from the autism. Some of those analysts have OCD too. In fact, they all have the same fame and internet troll bully problems as I do. I've been online longer than all of them. I have endured
A
and
Lego
suffered
figure
more
representing
than
Chris
all
Chan
of
with legs
them
open makes you feel
together.
weird.
I
You got
was
on
a
Switch, mindless
pioneer in
collectathon.
all of this.
Well, all the Lego games are
I could be helped them all cope.
kind of
with
that
support
Lego
and kindness.
collectathon type of
Did
things.
try to do that
I
for
think
them,
Undercover is
and
pretty
now
fun though.
They all block me and close me out. It makes me feel like I'm falling into another depression again. I feel like I want to just scream so much. I'm pretty much verging on becoming suicidal. Hell, that's not good at all. That's
Most
really
games
not
on
good
Switch
at all.
have
Oh my.
performance
It
issues,
is
to
quite
be
a
honest.
troublesome conundrum. I recall the great number of my past patients who had each suffered only a portion of everything you alone had endured. And I agree that you and all those particular analysts could be great teachers to each other in a support group. You have a very strong soul, heart, and senses for kindness, positivity, and justice. It is a major crime for anyone to close you out, because you are plenty capable of becoming a
The
really
Wii U
good
version of
ally
Lego
or
City used to
friend
take
for most
forever to
anyone.
load.
Although, Christine, the analysts may see you as only one fan out of thousands of others, I see you more as a peer of theirs, as you have created more than tons of what they call content in your comic books. Does all this make sense with you? Fairly, more or less.
He's giving
I
himself
do,
like therapy,
to the
I
best
guess.
of my abilities, take others' perspectives and feelings into account, but I'm not always able to. I, the soul, am able to remain fluid in processing thought and speech, but to have to work with and around the brain in this body, my process can easily get interrupted. It is often prone to the autism. It can even fall into becoming seriously retarded, especially when it feels overloaded, overworked, very sad, angry, or upset, and so forth. It shuts off and leaves me disabled. If anything ought to be known about me by others when evaluating me, it's the stability and fragility of this body's brain. And when one also considers the adage, treat others how you like to be treated, I feel like if I stop my efforts to show the analysts that I am normally likable and cool to talk with and simply make them stop not liking me, they will feel not liked by me, and they will feel at least a little bit saddened by that, as well
this
as
is some,
the
like-
torture knowing or thinking I didn't
What's
like
up,
any
Hey-Ho?
of them.
Man, he's really
Am I
talking
not
about his
liking
thoughts
them?
with this little play.
Becomes virally popular by the haters and the harassers all over the world. It would put an end to their popularity, egos, and especially their emotions, feelings of subconsciousness. And I can empathize with that. It would just be like a whole major end to them. It would just be so horrific and terrible. I would not be able to get over that. I would not be able to, just because I did all that. It's my fault. My fault. Now let it continue on. Not just because of my mentality's sake, but for theirs as well. I mean, shoot. Everybody hating everybody else is just a horrible, horrible, wrong thing to do in this world. And
How you doing,
I'm
Hey-Ho?
not liking them, and everybody else not liking them either. They go down. It's my fault. It's just...
You think I downloaded the wrong Lego movie?
So, it remains a quest
I think I might.
for me to
Might
undo
have.
the chaos and getting the analysis all to unblock and like me. Do you all hear me out there in Dimension 1218's Earth? I am usually kind, supportive, and sincere. Never, ever, ever, ever misconstrued me again. Please. Indeed.
You're filming a
Your heart and
Bigfoot
soul
movie in a
continues
couple
to be
days?
in the right places
Nice.
with lots of great care and effort. I too know how
Damn.
it feels to
That
have
sounds fucking
misunderstood
fun, actually.
efforts weighed heavily against you. This discussion has been quite enlightening. Unfortunately, our time is up for now. I would love to discuss this more with you. Shall we continue on this next week? Yes, Doctor. I feel so much better being listened to. I fully understood. You really are great for what you are. Thank you for listening. My pleasure, Miss Chandler. It's good to be helping.
This was soon followed by a short, so-called blooper clip from the filming process.
Cut! Cat on the set! Hungry cat on the set!
Kirsten made her previous Twitter account public again in order to encourage people to share her latest
I'm gonna kill this
YouTube
fucking
video.
fly that's in my
She
room.
then updated her followers with a series of tweets, restating that she would no longer be using her original account, and encouraged her followers to move to her new Twitter account, in which she will block all haters and harassers, and will contain less drama than her original account. During this early period on her new account, Christine continued to reply to individuals she liked, though since they were not approved followers of her restricted account, it meant they were not able to see her written replies. At around the same time, an individual created an online petition on the petition site change.org, which
They're
called for
definitely
Christine
around
Weston
because of the
Chandler
lights.
to appear on the clinical
They're on my
psychology
fucking
TV
computer
talk show,
screen, too.
Dr. Phil, as an apparent means to bring attention to her poor living situation so she could receive money and psychiatric treatment.
Dr.
Later,
Phil.
when asked if she would appear on the show, she wrote that she would on the condition that Dr. Phil or his representative personally contact her. Meanwhile, Chris revealed that she went on a trip to visit her aunt and uncle in their new home, where she stayed for about an hour. On February 22nd,
Retro Gaming
Christine
Star?
claimed that she was over
already
the whole
changed your
blocking
name?
fiasco and did not
You
care
were something else
anymore
at the
about
beginning of
those
this
who
stream.
blocked her, leaving
That's
them
cool,
to live their
man.
lives uninterrupted. Kiwi Farms user VU0CM kept an up-to-date spreadsheet of individuals who Chris followed but had blocked her
Do what you
across
gotta
all
do,
her
homie.
Twitter accounts, updating forum readers that by the 22nd, it appeared that all the people who had blocked her original Twitter account had now also blocked her new restricted account. Later that day, when asked by the official account of the My Little Pony convention, BronyCon, for suggestions on who could be a great community guest at the next convention, Chris volunteered herself, as she could appear to better explain herself to the people in the community who had misread her as intimidating, insane, scary, creepy, and offensive. On February 24th, Chris celebrated her 37th birthday, sharing on Twitter a photo of her pink cake and her mother, Barbara, who had allegedly sung the happy birthday song to her. On that same day, Christine shared a widely known panel from an early issue of the Sonichu comic book series, which featured an incomprehensible joke uttered by Sonichu. Chris elected this day to explain what the quote meant on Twitter. Please, feel free to screen cap and share the following in this tweet. I ended up sharing a partial joke in the Stone Age line. I figured it was a simple joke. The whole joke is, you don't have to tell me twice, but during the Stone Age, you tell a caveman more than twice. Later
don't get
on,
it.
in reply to a Twitter argument between a staunch supporter of her goddess status and a critic of her gender and delusions, Chris wrote that she was a woman and a goddess, and would soon prove her critic wrong when they would finally meet their original character in person. She later returned to Twitter to state that after watching some episodes of the TV talk show Dr. Phil, she chose not to appear as a guest since she found Dr. Phil to be pretentious and did not want drama in her life that was typical on the show. She suggested that she would rather have an unbiased psychiatric conversation with the likes of Dr. Wolf instead. On February 26th, Chris tweeted that she saw the trailer for the live-action Pokemon movie, Detective Pikachu, and
Detective
revealed
Pikachu.
that
That
the
could have been
Pokemon
good. It
featured
was
in
alright, but it
Mewtwo,
could have been a lot
her
better.
alleged husband, apparently told her that he did participate in the events depicted in the movie, though some aspects were exaggerated. The next day, a couple using a shared Twitter account, Sarah and Steven, asked Christine if it were alright for them to make a custom Roast
Dr.
Tree
Phil
medallion out of
pretentious.
Crayola model magic clay. Chris wrote back that she approved the craft
Dr.
and even
Phil.
offered to sign it for them the next time they met,
He's the one
possibly
they call
implying
Dr.
that they had
Feel
met
Good.
before. Sarah and
He's the
Steve
one that
had
makes you
also
feel
on a separate
alright.
occasion expressed
He's the
their
one they call
interest in
Dr.
joining
Feel
Chris's
Good.
Patreon page, wanting to possess signed copies of the
He's
entire
gonna be
Sonichu
your
Comics catalog.
Frankenstein.
By this point, her Patreon had received a gradual increase of patrons over the previous couple of weeks, reaching 30 patrons, pledging a total of $478 per month. On March 1st, Chris announced that she received plush dolls depicting MLP characters Princess Luna and Celestia, with whom she had allegedly communicated. On the 2nd, she replied to billionaire business magnate and CEO and chief engineer of
fill you
spacecraft
up.
manufacturer SpaceX, Elon Musk, partially agreeing with his
Not
theory
wrong.
that everyone was someone else's original creation living in a video game. She clarified that it was the same universe that was
like,
occupied
what a
by
time
most
to
of
be
all
alive.
OCs, regardless
We're here
of the media
hanging
via
out
which
on a
they
Monday
were
night
conceived.
watching Chris
She then
Chan
thanked the TV
documentary.
sitcom The Big Bang Theory for mentioning Musk's theory and bringing it to her attention. Later that day, Sarah and Steve posted a photo of the Roaster medallion they created, along with the Nintendo Switch game console, which they planned to
Guarantee that
send
he knows
to
who Chris
Christine.
Chan is?
Soon after, the
You should
couple
ask.
revealed that they began pledging $100 per month to Chris's Patreon, looking forward to receiving autographed Sonichu comics and hopefully a personalized video. On March 4th, Chris shared a blue Ford Focus, which she customized with Commodore 64 computer and her
That's
CPU
cool.
Blueheart insignia and Sonichu license plate that could be downloaded for players of the Xbox One game Forza Horizon 4. 2 days later, Chris changed her Twitter profile picture to a depiction of Chris Chan Sonichu drawn by maker Nightv. On March 7th, she received the Nintendo Switch sent to her by Sarah and Steve as a present. She showcased the unboxing of the device in a video uploaded that same day.
Hi everybody, Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again in my house coat. But anyway, not about that, because we got a special delivery today. These lovely bots. Big lovely bots suspected from the certain fan. The bots came a bit damaged, so you can pretty much see what we're getting. Just a little bit. So let's open this thing the rest of
Got
the
your
way.
switchy.
Oh, look. There's Sylvia. Hi, sweetie. Oop. What are you doing? You camera shy? What are you, camera shy? You're so silly.
Why are you so silly? Silly Sylvia, I love you.
What's that? Oh. It's a little surprise gift. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Look at that. It's pretty. What's a little... Oh, it's a change purse. It's a pretty little change purse. I like that. Anyway, yep. There it is, a Nintendo Switch. Yay! Oh,
I wish I
Look
left
at that.
mine stock. I
That
ended
goes
up
$35
changing the
on the
shell
shop.
out to like look like
maybe
an
I can get
NES.
started.
One of my biggest fucking regrets, man.
Yay! Nintendo Switch.
I wish mine still
Yay.
looked stock.
It's a my Christmas present. My Christmas present. It's a boing. Doo-doo. It's a thing. And nice little liner. I don't know if everybody wants to read that, but yeah. It's safe to read, but oh well.
In
I
all
have to
fairness,
hide this
though,
on
my
it now. You
fucking
can pause to
shell
read
was
that,
all
whatever.
fucking
So-
cracked and shit. So
Joy-Con things. So finally. Yeah, I also went ahead and bought this a couple of days ago. So yeah, with that I'll end up placing these on there. Hey, Nintendo, how about DLCing us in? Sonichu, Rosie, and me.
yeah, the
Christian,
D-brand skins
Sonichu.
were a big controversy actually when they
It's
first
your
came
kitty
out.
exploring. It's your kitty. Why are you so silly?
Oh, I think she likes the empty bots. Wanna go and eat the bots? Here you go. Okay, so there you go. Unboxing. I'm gonna mess around with this and update and all that, so y'all saw that. Okay, thank you very much and have a good day.
The letter, which Chris briefly featured on camera, read in full. Sarah and I are both fans of your content, but I'd like us to become best friends over time. Do not read what's below on video or mention it online. Us moving to Virginia will be a life-changing event, and you will become our only friend around. This letter was going to be about our plans to move and help you, but we already talked on the phone about those matters. Remember, if you are ever in trouble and need help, before we're able to move, just message us first. I'm afraid other people could not be very trusted. From Stephen and Sarah. Heart lightning heart. Christine shortly deleted the video, before uploading it again, unaltered. From recent developments, it seemed that some individuals were very willing to spend their time and money to attempt to help Christine in some way, seeing her as a hapless victim in an unfortunate environment surrounded by hate. They regrettably did not realize that, not unlike Chris herself, they failed to learn from mistakes of the past and hoped against hope for a well-intended but doomed to fail brighter future.
Alright, we're going to be on part 70 next. I'm actually going to get me a snacky before we continue. So make sure you guys smash that like real quick. Let's get them likes up. I'm going to get me a snacky and we'll be on part 70 next. So do not go anywhere. We are in the fucking final fucking stretch. Give me a second. No, I'm pretty sure that's an AI voice because the way that they read some of the emojis and stuff, they say like the way they read some stuff to me sounds like it's an AI. Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right. You don't get how piano chords get one? They, people, you license, you put a license or something on your, whatever asset you make. You claim it on the YouTube CMS. All right, let's go. Booyah. We're in the 70s,
On March 8th, 2019, Brian Frogboy, author of the approved Chris Chan prequel comic, released a YouTube video in which he largely defends Christine and decries the people who obsess over her.
We need to stop talking about Chris like she's some wild fucking animal or a fugitive on the run. Chris can be both a person that disgusts you and a human being. Now there's a new form of entertainment through the likes of just reading quickie articles out loud or talking over videos that Chris makes. In fact, I'm actually looking at high schoolers right now making a living off it.
In it, he expresses that Chris is autistic and largely is not responsible for her occasional crass comments and foolish actions, and also complains
Chan
about the
2024.
relentless followship which continually observes, comments on, and infrequently intrudes in her life and those of her friends and acquaintances, such as himself.
And Chris isn't going to get back into this pool of society in my mind if we're all going to just document her like she's a wild animal. That would actually be a funny video, is someone doing a nature doc about Chris, but you're just making fun of the dude who's doing the doc, and then by the end you see him in his underwear at his computer. I'd watch that.
He also mentioned that former guard dog, Kiwi Farms member, the captain, introduced himself to Brian and helped him and Christine make amends after a brief falling out.
You're not a hero for just being an asshole for the sake of being an asshole. It's not a good thing in my mind. And just to reiterate, if you're gonna mock somebody, at least have the class to do it in a comic.
Shortly after the video was shared on the forums, it was deleted. Also on this day, it appeared that Brian's Twitter account was hacked, as he confessed that Christian-focused YouTuber Gibby was in fact the captain, and was the person that had sent the Nintendo Switch console to Chris as a present. The hacker, as Brian, then confided that he ate out of Christine's taint and sucked her penis, before having his home address posted on the social media site.
He said a nature, Christian documentary
Chris
done in the style of a
playing
nature
the
documentary.
mobile game Pokemon Go, which made use of players' real-world locations, she determined that her house, which she also claimed was Sonichu headquarters, was a compass, based on the fact that she was facing south as she looked at one corner of the house, meaning all other corners would point at the other three respective directions. The next day, Chris made a so-called deity-level wish and request to make the location of her house a Pokestop in Pokemon Go, a geographical location where players could claim Pokemon and other special items. On March 11th,
leftover pizza.
Christine claimed on Twitter that her alleged husband, Magi-chan, had informed her that their alleged husband, the Pokemon Mewtwo, had come down with a bad head virus, and so she wished for her followers for prayers in his recovery. When confronted by a Twitter user who told her that Mewtwo was not real and that the dimensional merge would not take place, Chris wrote
won a
back,
free
warning
pizza
them
the other
that they
day
would
from
be blocked if they were
Keemstar.
to write once more, denouncing her beliefs as hallucination, delusion, and illusion.
For people to
Later
follow
that
and
day,
retweet.
she boasted
that
about
he
her
picked 5
achievements
random
in the
winners
mobile
and I
game
fucking won.
Tetris after playing it over the weekend. On March 12th, Christine unveiled her new custom-painted yellow/blue Adidas brand shoes, and so put up her old, identical shoes with autographed insoles for sale on the eBay auction site for $200. When an individual complained about the expensiveness of the item, Chris stated that they were celebrity shoes, comparable to ones that may have been worn by noted basketball player Michael Jordan.
I randomly won.
Within a day,
funny.
the shoes were bought by her avid follower, Jacob Sockness, who thought that they were the sacred shoes of Christine the Goddess,
like
filled
Gratz.
with her energy, which he was looking forward to wearing for the My Little Pony convention, BabsCon. Later on, YouTuber and artist Fallen Shadow shared her artistic rendering of Chris-chan reimagined as a so-called Amin waifu. Chris then declared that someone should print the picture onto a dakimakura, or large body pillow. Also on that day, she complained about the plot of the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog movie, concerning the main
Maybe have
character
an AI
Sonic
have
being a
Morgan
being
Freeman
from space.
re-narrate all this.
At around that time, Christine was filmed by a
I'd take
clerk
football
working
tickets.
at the game retailer GameStop while she looked for a Pokemon accessory that could be used with the game Pokemon Go. The clerk later revealed that Chris was permitted to enter the establishment and that the employees were instructed to deal with her in a neutral manner.
Hey, dude.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing okay? I am in the market for a brand new Pokeball Plus.
A brand new Pokeball Plus. Let me see if we have any. Yes, we do.
And I need a pre-owned, non-closing 2DS.
Pre-owned, non-closing 2DS. Let's see if we have any of those. I'm not sure we do.
Wham. Wham, wham. Pokeball Plus.
Wham, wham. No, this isn't the pepper spray.
The only DSs we have in stock.
Pepper spray happened a long time ago.
Okay. Well, I was hoping to save some money, but that's okay. I'll just take the Pokeball Plus for now.
Cool. 52,
But something is going to happen. I'm going to paint it into a special custom Pokeball I designed called an S2 ball.
An S2 ball?
Yeah, hang on a second. Designed after the classic and most popular Sonic OC ever, Sonichu.
Yeah.
especially used for capturing electric types.
Okie dokie.
So yeah, check me out on the internet. I've been famous for a long time.
Alright, well, that's cool.
Because guess who created that OC? Yo.
There's 2 DSs.
Let's turn it to a seat. Did you want a bag for this?
Jose.
Okie
There's
doke.
2 DS.
There you go.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
On March 14th, Christine pleaded for people to nominate her house as a Pokestop in the game Pokemon Go, so that users
Pardon
could
me, didn't
receive
mean to
perks
burp in
and
y'all's ear.
bonuses at her residence. She also revealed that she had registered her home address as a business on Google, naming it Sonichu Headquarters, and set the business official website as the Quickie, though only temporarily until she found a more appropriate site. This resulted in many people posting fake reviews on the so-called business, usually featuring references to Chris's past. The business listing was then periodically taken down and then put back up again. On the 15th, Chris went back to Twitter to announce that her apparent husband, Mewtwo,
Yeah, I
was
haven't touched
recovering from his
Pokemon Go in a
illness.
while. Probably like
On
over a
March
year.
16th, she complained once more about the Sonic movie, this time voicing her distaste for the redesign of the character,
address on
which
the
was
internet?
shared
Yeah,
by the
I mean, it was
vast
been on there
majority of
for-
the knowing public, and shared a fan redesign of
He got
Sonic
doxxed
in the
a
more
long time
traditional
ago.
form. Also on that day, Jacob Sockness received his purchase of Christine's old shoes, complete with
Not
certificate of authenticity. He claimed that the shoes contained cat and dog DNA, and he searched them for one of Christine's hairs so he could implant it into an amulet of serious power to manifest one's dreams. He then made a YouTube video opening the box and assessing its contents.
Here it goes. First seal. Seal is cracked. Let's see if it smells anything. No. It smells like bubble gum, actually. Here it goes. That is so weird. I don't know why they smell like bubble gum. There's no foot odor at all on these things. They've seen a little bit of repair. There's duct tape inside of these. But this side has... Ooh, there's hair in there. Ooh, she did leave some hair sample, so send that to the cloning lab. So this is what she's been walking in for a year. Not bad.
Jesus.
It'll be in front of the merge. It's all her characters and you can see the shoes on her feet in one of these videos. Let me get this off of here. I actually have a photo that has her shoes on. And she's
Imagine
wearing them.
buying the shoes.
And you can see the shoes are right there. And now they're right here. In my house. In my
Sorry.
temple. The sacred temple.
On March 17th,
That's gotta
after
be
one
just
of
a
her
troll.
followers tweeted at her about Sonichu's birthday, Chris tweeted that she almost forgot that the date marked 19 years since she created Sonichu, posting a photo of her recently painted Pokeball Plus and 3 works of fan art depicting Sonichu and Rosechu. When asked if she would credit the original artists, she replied that she would love to, but the tweet was done on impulse, and she had
What's up,
difficulties
Alcompa?
in remembering names. The next day, after being prompted by a comment from a follower, Christine claimed to have been inspired to elaborate further on the gender differences of different types of Sonichus.
Yeah, that doll.
In addition to her tweet thread describing their biological
That
features,
doll was pretty
she
creepy.
drew
What's up,
diagrams, first
This is the
depicting a male
documentary of Chris
Sonichu
Chan.
and a female Rosechu, and
was
then
like some
depicting
kind
a
of
rare female Sonichu
person on the
and
internet
male
that's
Rosechu.
really cringe and
When a commenter noted
get
that
trolled a
Sonic
lot,
the
and then
Hedgehog
they ended
did
up
not canonically
going to
possess
jail
toes,
for
in contrast to her
doing something
be-toed
inappropriate
Sonichu
to their mother.
depictions, Chris clarified that the
So,
Sonic
we've been
creators
doing
got
this
that
for the
detail
last couple
wrong,
months.
and that Sonic did in fact have ties.
it's
On March 20th, during a string of random access
a
humor
rabbit hole.
tweets, Chris posted an audio file of what she dubbed a melodic burp.
the hell.
On March 22nd,
That didn't sound like a
Christine
burp
met
at
up
all.
with YouTuber Kopitz, with whom she had met and filmed a video before, along with a couple of his friends. Together, they filmed a video in which they went to search for ghosts within the abandoned mental hospital, DeJarnette Sanitarium in Staunton, Virginia, which was founded by Joseph DeJarnette, a staunch advocate of forced
DeJarnette.
sterilization of the mentally ill and others he deemed defective.
What's up, guys? We're here at the DeJarnette Sanatorium. I'm here with Christine Weston Chandler,
Yo.
aka Chris Chan, and we're going to be exploring this place, searching for ghosts. And it's going to be. You think you can
I
squeeze
can't
through here,
do
Christine?
anything like at a banding. Not because I'm a chicken or anything like that. I don't like to mess around with spirits.
So there's a
That
bunch
makes
of different
any
levels
sense.
to this building.
Why is she dead, people? I think the ghosts are coming after me.
Man, that
I
was
got
some
quartz
good
and
pizza
lightning
just
quartz
now
on
that
my
I ate,
wrist.
guys. I wish I
It
had
might take
more.
more than one try, but I'm able to do it on the first try oftentimes, but I'm going to make it right in here.
That was sausage and pepperoni.
Should I stand back?
And I think mushroom. I think I had mushroom on it too.
There it is.
Oh, nice, nice. It's where Joseph DeJarnette.
Oh, well, they're
did
there in
his
the
work.
daytime,
He's
so it's
known
not-
for being a pretty famous eugenics
Not as
doctor,
scary.
and he's known to still roam the halls as a ghost, obviously.
What was his
Closed
name?
down way long ago. His name was Joseph DeJarnette.
Joseph. Hello,
There's an
Joe. What do you
abandoned
know?
insane asylum here in
I've met
in
ghosts,
town,
so yes.
but they actually have armed security guards there.
We're friendly. Yeah. All right, whatever. I don't think we're ghosts.
Don't worry,
Like, they'll
guys. If
shoot
anything,
you.
Magic Chan Sonichu has us protected. Ooh. Don't worry, we mean you no harm, spirits. As long as we don't bother them, they won't bother us. That's my mother. Heyo. Bye-bye. No, it's okay.
Definitely
That
before
was
6.
just my mother calling me. Y'all's mothers were concerned about yours as well. Y'all, when you were... I mean, no offense. Thank you. Had some fun hunting around the spooky trails.
Humping around.
See you later,
the
Derek.
spooky Trails.
Boo-ba-da-doo-ba-doo-ba-da-doo-ba-da-doo-doo-doo.
I wonder who those people were.
Yeah, I don't know. We might have scared them off because they didn't say anything to us.
Yeah, I thought we were ghosts.
That's the difference between knowing and not knowing. Hi, Mom. Checking in. I don't know if you want to.
This is so weird to see him with, like,
Fitz dinner or whatever.
People.
We'll see you later. Love you.
When do you think the dimension is happening?
It's very soon. Within the coming days.
If you wanted to access the, what's it called,
C197.
C197, if you wanted to access that right now, could you do it?
Oh, yeah.
Would you like to try it? I don't know if anybody's ever seen you do it before. If you...
Okay, well, hang on.
Christine, can you still hear us?
Yes, I hear you.
Are you in C197?
Yep.
Do you think I could have a conversation with one of them through you? Like you can tell me what they're saying and you can tell them what I'm saying?
Well, Sabrina is telling me. Say hi to... Hi,
Hi, Sabrina. Tell Sabrina I said hi.
Well, she hears you through me, so it's like a conduit.
Oh, okay. Could I speak to maybe like Lisa Simpson or somebody?
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to move my soul all the way over to Springfield.
Alien Ghost in Roswell? I have no clue.
She's not home right now.
Can I speak to Marge?
No, she's coming in. Hi, Marge. She doesn't want her speech put on the internet.
Oh, okay.
But she will say, for everyone to remain on their best behavior and to be kind to each other.
I used to say
She
that a
will not
lot as a
stand
kid.
for crass and rudeness.
Oh, of course. Yes. Wise words, Marge. Thank you.
Ugh. I'm a little tired. I gotta come back here. Well, I had to come back. My brain got worn out.
On March 23rd, Kopitz uploaded the video on YouTube and Chris shared it on Twitter. In addition, she shared a drawing she had made earlier in March.
It's just so
commemorating
weird to
those
see
with
him actually
impairments
like interacting
autism.
with
I felt inspired to draw this after hearing
With
and reading the
people that
history
seem
of
friendly.
#DeJarnette
It's different.
Anti-Sanitarium. Joseph's ideals and methods offended me. Everyone has the right to reproduce. No one should be forced to not, regardless of mental status and health. And I remembered that, including myself, we all each have a soul, and how we each are able to communicate in this world. And the worse the mental handicap, the more difficult a blockage that individual has to get their thoughts out. Every soul is intelligent with their lives worth of wisdom and education.
See, when he's not
And with
writing
that,
about like
I'm more than proud
dimensional
to tell
fucking
you all,
riffs and shit.
you all, everyone has a soul of hope. Guest stars in this piece: Mitch Sonichu,
I don't know,
formerly
Rufus. That to me
Asperchu,
sounds like an
and
AI talking.
Lucky the Gator. The youngsters were inspired
You
from
could
a
type
Google
it in
image
and have it
search
narrate,
for the faces,
but
as
whatever.
detailed as
I don't
possible.
care either way.
They have been drawn and colored variably and different from the various source photos. Thank you. On March 30th, Chris returned to the sanitarium by herself and filmed a video for YouTube.
Hello, everybody. This is Christine Chandler coming to you live from within the first floor area of the Desjardins
I don't care. I don't know why you're
where I come here in my own
you're
volition
persistent
and
about it.
goodwill on a mission of peace and goodwill. I'm here because recently I've made a drawing inspired by what happened here in Desjardins and the innocent children and adults who were robbed of their rights and they suffered from
I didn't notice the
mental
list.
scars and all
I'll
that.
listen for it.
Anyway, I am leaving for them this photocopy of the lovely drawing, and I wrote a lovely message on the back so that hopefully those who find it in the future, and I do pray that these halls,
Samuel L.
this
Jackson.
building,
I would want
will one day
Morgan
become
Freeman.
renovated, restored.
I'd want them to have Morgan Freeman
This would become
do
a
this.
good, positive mental health facility, or otherwise a general or children's hospital. That is my hope and wish for this sanitarium, and also for peace and goodwill and the freedom for all
Well, I mean,
the lost and
it's not
trapped
so much
souls
false
in here
information other than
to
people
feel
are just
free to
incorrect. False
leave and move
information
on.
is stuff that
Allegiance
actually
and humble
steers
goodwill
people the wrong direction.
for all of you. Please enjoy.
It could possibly harm them or make them make a bad choice.
Not only good karma points for me, but just leaving a
Somebody
awesome
getting mistaken
memento.
for AI or a real
Thank you
person
all,
isn't
and y'all have
exactly
a good and lovely day.
false info.
About 4 hours after Chris uploaded the video, QB Farms user Vicodin traveled to the Desjardins Sanitarium and retrieved the picture. He later posted the
That's just
backside
being
of the
mistaken.
image with a handwritten message in a YouTube video, which mostly reiterated her wishes
Chris
for the
was like,
souls
a
to
little
find
bit.
their way out of the sanitarium
He has, like,
and hopes for
flashes.
the building to be reestablished as a kind mental hospital. Possibly a short time after, as recounted by his girlfriend at the time, Vicodin invited Christine for lunch and agreed to pay for her. When he and his then-girlfriend picked Chris up, the Chandler's beagles bellowed loudly.
Those
While in
dogs.
the car, Chris continuously loudly sang along with the songs playing on the radio and announced that the
I want him to
dimensional
sing the
merge would
Boyfriend
take
Free
place
Girl
soon, and that she could speak with the
song.
dead. When they arrived at the restaurant, Chris took out a customized duct tape phone case that held 2 phones, which could enable her to play the game Pokemon Go on 2 devices simultaneously. She spoke very loudly about all topics, and at one point convinced Vicodin's girlfriend to put on her Sonichu medallion, asking if she could quote-unquote
I'm
feel
gonna
the
get a
power.
Sonichu medallion.
On the final day of March, Chris revealed that the combined dimension of 1218 and C197 would be called 1C-211987. On April 2nd, one of her supporters on Patreon, who had been her patron for 3 months, notified on her page that they had yet to receive any copies of her Sonichu comics.
I looked
that they
up
were
one,
supposed to
but it
get
was like
in return
it
for
was like
their
a third
patronage.
party one. It was like
They wrote
$30.
They would withdraw their backing if Chris did not respond. On that same day, Chris was sued for unpaid debt by Portfolio Recovery
Somebody
Associates,
actually sent me
and
a
her
shirt.
next court hearing
I haven't
was
gotten
set
it
on
yet.
May 15th.
Was it
On
you,
April
Vinny,
3rd,
or was
Christine
it somebody
uploaded
else?
A curious YouTube
Somebody the other day
video
told me they
in
were gonna
which
send
she
me a
films
shirt.
A masked man reading from a script. The player's identity was never determined.
Hello, everyone, far and near. I have something you want to hear, so please use your ears before I disappear.
Look at that mask.
Let's make something clear before we start. I have a good purple heart that won't fall apart. We are all about to take part in a new event segment.
I would wear it at
which
work.
will indent what you call a cement. My intent
Or
is
wear
to
it to a
present the news,
convention, or wear.
which
You
will
know what? I
eliminate
would
the
wear it in all my
100%
videos if I got
creating
one.
that
I straight up
supplement
would
to a
wear it.
lesser extent. Christine has been hell-bent on being a parent. so she made a pleasant investment and got my mother pregnant. I am a fluorescent adolescent, a direct descendant and not the only attendant. There is one other, Crystal, and I am her brother. There is much you don't know unless I show, but that is a no-go. Right now I am here solo, but soon I will have my shadow.
It's on the way.
A lovely combo.
Nice.
There will be no tiptoe around the tempo. I must let go of my manifesto and go back to the golden, below Babylonian weeping willow, below the Jim Crow plateau. I hope I have walked this difficult
Doesn't
path
Nathan
well.
Burnett kind of wear a shirt that kind of looks like Chris
Nonetheless,
Chan's
God
as
bless.
well?
Thanks for working with me in this process. More or less, it's
Keith
still a work in
Apicary.
progress. I hope to bring happiness for all. Parties.
He wears one
And
that looks
please don't
similar
sniff
to
those
it,
gnarly
too.
Sharpies.
On April 4th, Chris unveiled her 6 new Pokeball accessories that could be used with Pokemon Go, which she painted to appear like Eschew balls. She defended her purchases, stating that apart from one she bought new,
I'm pretty sure
the others
his
were
shirt
second-hand
looks-
and purchased at a discount of up to $15. Some Kiwi Farms users calculated that her Pokeballs cost a minimum total of $225. During this time, Christine played Pokemon Go constantly, updating her Twitter with frequent updates about her playing habits and achievements, allegedly walking significant amounts to catch Pokemon around her locale. On April 5th, she shared a short trailer for a documentary film titled Chris Chan vs. the Internet, which featured new footage in the form of in-person interviews from Chris and her mother, Barbara.
At first, he couldn't talk. So he was trained with a speech therapist.
All right, I'll check it out, man.
Not normal.
Looking forward to it. That's all artsy fucking shots right there.
Wasn't
Oh, they're even
aware
playing
of,
that fucking, what's that song?
all
What's
that
this song
was going
called?
on at first.
The film was created by a film studies graduate who at first learned about Chris from the Chris Chan, A Comprehensive
Claire
History
Laloon,
YouTube
that song?
series by Gino Samuel, and had taken time off work to
Or what
spend
the
about
fuck is
a
it
week
called? I've
with
heard it
Christine,
before.
filming her throughout the day. The trailer also notably hinted that the documentary film would feature Chris's former friend.
Is that
Megan
movie on
Schroeder.
YouTube? Because
Now
I'll watch
he
that
seems
after the
like
fucking
a totally
series.
different person to me.
Yeah, that's that song, right? Alright, see, I know my shit. I'm sophisticated.
The filmmaker did not have much knowledge about Christine's followers and trolls, and did not use social media, so he asked his friend to set up a fundraising campaign for it on the site Kickstarter, with a goal of $20,000 and the hopes of having it shown in film festivals. When the Kickstarter was shared on Kiwi Farms, the project was near unanimously condemned.
Oh, this is the
for
one that got
brevity
fucking
and
shut
vagueness
down,
of
right?
The fundraiser's description, high
Like they were
goal,
gonna try to
and
get
poor tier choices,
Megan Schrader
and
and
was
them on
quickly
it.
labeled as a scam, reasoning that there were other
Fucking
documentaries
bullshit.
available
Why these
for
trolls?
free on YouTube.
Why are these
The
trolls
friend,
fucking
who was
ruining
using
shit for us? That would have been fun to
CMCW
watch.
on Kiwi Farms elaborated that the description and funding tiers were copied from other Kickstarter pages, and that funds would be used to pay for interviews with YouTubers who had made Chris Chan documentaries, such as Gino Samuel and Sachimo, and to retroactively pay for travel expenses during filming. CMCW went on to try address many questions from forum users, though could not answer adequately, which resulted in more
We could have gotten like a real
After
legit
reviewing negative
like
feedback
movie.
on
That
the
would be
farms
great.
and poor communication with interested parties on the social media site Reddit, the Kickstarter was cancelled after 1 day, and upon witnessing the backlash, Megan asked to be removed from the final film. The documentary was later completely abandoned by the filmmaker,
She's a fucking
who went on
hottie.
to endure online bullying and trolling, and was under so much stress and paranoia that he eventually felt compelled to physically destroy
It's
the
just
hard
because it was
drive
Chris
containing
Chan
the
and the
footage
fucking
with a
trolls are
hammer.
fucking just as autistic as fucking he is.
On April 5th, Christie notified her followers that she managed to have her Amethyst High School ring successfully repaired by Herf Jones, the makers of the ring, after cracking it by striking it with another stone in an attempt to make it spark. The next day, She drove 150 miles to visit a trusted online friend and fan, along with her husband. The friend later wrote that she got to wear Chris's Sonichu medallion. The three spent the weekend together, and Chris and her friend exchanged artwork. Chris drew for her Sonichu hanging a spoon off his nose, and her friend offered Chris her drawing of Chris-chan Sonichu and Magic-chan embracing. On the way back, Christine lost her wallet, and she had her friend and husband prepare for her a temporary driver's license.
Who buys high school rings? I had a high school ring.
Chris watched the video that major YouTuber PewDiePie made about her some years prior.
Everybody in my high school class
bought
bought one.
that he accentuated her negatives and was
I don't have
triggered
mine
by
anymore,
being
though. I gave it
reminded
to
of the
my
trolling
fucking
sagas
girlfriend
and
back
was
then,
called
and
not amongst
she never
the
gave it
greatest of
back. I'm
people.
kind of fucking
She
salty
felt
about
offended,
that, to be
but did not
honest.
think he deserved to lose his channel over the video. On April 15th, Christine notified her Twitter followers that her missing wallet had been found safely, so she drove to retrieve it, claiming to have been accompanied by her husband, Magic-chan, and Inuyasha, the Pokemon Blaziken, which she had caught in the game Pokemon Go, which she believed was the same Pokemon that she had possessed in the game Pokemon Ruby in the early 2000s, that she named after the protagonist of a Japanese manga series of the same name. She soon after posted a photo taken in-game which showed the Blaziken seemingly defending Ruckersville, Virginia, in front of the sign denoting its entry. Also on that day, a user of the site Reddit posted a photo of Chris walking through the department store Target, who was claimed to have been muttering loudly to herself. The next day, she elaborated on what she was doing there and commented her opinions on the recent burning of part of the French cathedral, Notre Dame.
I had a high school ring.
Taking a break at the nearby at Target, having some pasta and at Mountain Dew in its cafe, and luring Pokemon at its Pokestop with Magic-chan, Grizel, and my Blaziken, Inuyasha, at the table. I saw and read the first notification from the @NBC News app on my phone, stating that Notre Dame was set ablaze. My initial thoughts were, oh, the humanity. Grizel and Inuyasha were both shocked with me, and Magic-chan, a bit career-fallen at the event, had foreseen its happening long before. He assured me that many people would be safe, and that the cathedral would be quickly restored. I even saw a retweet of the footage of its spire falling and the smoke puffing out from the blaze. I saw a legendary bird Pokemon flying there, and its head shape forming in the smoke shown in that video clip. Accident or not, this blaze was fated to happen to the cathedral. If y'all can take anything from my tweets here, is the assurance from Magic-chan Sonichu and I that Notre Dame would be quickly restored, and it will be a fateful and magical sight to behold, especially in how quickly it happens. And my thoughts and prayers go out to everyone who was affected by the tragedy. Be safe and
that's
well,
why I think
and
it's
have a good day.
That's why I
On
think
April
it's
20th,
AI, because he says
appeared that Google
pasta and then
finally
he said other
acknowledged
words
Chris's
fucked up like that
application
too.
to make
But
her home the official Sonichu headquarters,
See you later,
labeled
Rufus.
as a business. She also asked for advanced players of Pokemon Go to vote for her residents to become a Pokestop.
I did get all my I didn't get all my yearbooks. I don't think I got my
She claimed
freshman
she would
yearbook.
rearrange the front garden and add seating amenities if her house became a Pokestop or a Pokemon gym. To make an official announcement, she made a YouTube video outside her home.
Hello everybody, this is Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, coming in late to you live from my faithful and loving home in Ruckersville, Virginia, which has now been correctively and recognized officially
I didn't get my
by
freshman
Google.
or my
This is
junior
officially Sonichu headquarters. This is not only my home for me
How many
as the
fucking times does it
creator
do a house
and
tour?
author of the books and artworks and other featurettes featuring Sonichu and Roschu, the electric hedgehog Pokemon, and their evolution families and all the other special Sonichu and Rosechus. Aside from that, but also, this is a loving, fairly well kept home. At least my father, the late Mr. Robert Franklin Chandler Jr., has kept it up well. We had a daylily garden, but yeah, it's a mess. I mean, I'm not going to show the mess, but obviously what was daylilies is now a bunch of forest during the summertime that I would not advise going through
Who lives there
whatsoever.
now? I'm not sure.
Believe it or not, I am a CPU, a console patron unit, a goddess of the Commodore consoles. At this house, this home, even Messinol becomes an official Pokestop, or even better,
I don't know, to
Pokemon
be
gym.
honest. Do you think
I'll
maybe
definitely set up
Barbara had
benches
a move?
for everyone's comfort, so they can enjoy the Pokestop and gym challenges and the raids and all that good stuff.
I don't think Chan lives
One
there.
more thing I will mention for this introductory video for this thing: the haters. I've been followed for years by internet trolls and cyberbullies, and definitely worse among them, the haters. They're gonna leave a whole bunch of negative comments and low ratings. So I just, in the final decision making, just ignore all hateful comments. People who make the Pokemon Go app and people at Google, because I do as well as I can with my art
Who
and
knows?
books and everything. I'm just one individual
brother's
with
ghost lives there?
superpowers still in development.
I need to go on the
with
quickie.
only my loves nearby.
I went a couple times, but I need to go on the quickie.
Magic Chance Sonichu. My blaze again. They will be fully visible soon after the dimension merge. This is Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, the CPU Blue Heart of the mighty nations of Quickville and Kama. Yeah, everybody be safe and have a good, safe day. Thank you.
On April 22nd, Chris wrote a 16-tweet thread explaining the reasoning behind the Pokemon type classification of her character, Blake Sonichu. The next day, her 2018 Fashion Square Mall trespassing charge was dismissed after she successfully completed a satisfactory number of therapeutic sessions. Later that day, she posted a video on Twitter asking for gas money.
Hey everybody.
I think I've seen this.
Got a little situation here. Less than an eighth full of gas in our one tangible vehicle here, and in pocket money only, as well as a little bit of petty cash. Anyway, I need like $20 for gas.
Yeah,
please.
they could drive.
Please help me out. Really need it so we can use this van before our money. So we can use this van some more before our money comes in by next week. It's like next Wednesday or Thursday.
That's a.
Thank you.
The curly
Twitter user Nintendo Merd notified her that they would donate if she wished them a happy birthday, promising to be more generous if Chris made a video. Shortly after, Chris made a video for Twitter wishing them a happy birthday.
Hello, Nintendo Merd. It's a happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Have an awesome one. Yay!
The user then allegedly donated to Chris $20 via Patreon. She then wished Maker Nightvie a happy birthday in a Twitter video.
And also, a very sweet happy birthday to my friend MKR. So awesome. She is really awesome. You're awesome, Megan. So happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Have an awesome day. I love you.
Chris afterwards addressed a troll who had sent her a box that was filled with glitter.
Hey everybody, Christine Chandler coming to you live from home, and we just received a lovely little gift box. But my psychic powers are deducing and very good because I actually was able to sense foresight. Before opening or even cutting the tape that this box is open with, foresaw gummy candies, shape of penises. Nice.
Shape of
That's
penises.
okay. I'll enjoy those.
Would you
But
guys
also,
eat
I
penis
sent
gummies?
Glitter bomb. Glitter bomb. Yeah. No.
Everything he does sounds like
I
he's
opened it all slowly.
curly sometimes.
And
You could tell that he was
no
a big Three
mess.
Stooges fan.
Look, no mess at all. All the mess is in this, inside this one Ziploc bag that I put it all into. Yeah, you're not fooling me. You're not fooling me. You're not fooling any of us. Have a good day.
On April 25th, Chris updated her Sonichu headquarters business
his
listing
mom
on
aged
Google with 2
hardcore.
new photos that featured her mother, Barbara. 2 days later, Christine took a number of photos in her backyard that featured Pokemon placed into the scene, as seen within her gameplay of Pokemon Go. On April 30th, she reacted to the revelation of actor Jim Carrey's look in the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog movie, who will be playing the villain, Dr. Robotnik. Okay, I've just been offended by the new movie. Ugh, Robotnik. Not to be a hater, but this, simply put, no at Sonic movie. No, 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 no. Hell f***ing N. Oh. She then shared a realistic rendering of how Robotnik may look if he were designed to appear more like the character as seen in video games and animations. As the first official
they
trailer
changed
for
him
the
to look
film
like
was
that after
released,
the movie.
the people on the internet at large widely ridiculed Sonic's appearance. On May 1st, Chris wrote on Twitter that the 2013 fan-made Sonic movie was superior to the studio-produced film, and begged for the film studio Paramount and Sonic creators Sega to fix the perceived errors of the movie. A couple of days later, it was announced that the movie's release would be pushed back in order to change Sonic's in-film appearance due to the overwhelming international negative reaction. Chris then thanked the film's director, Jeff Fowler, for listening to her and fans like her. On May 6th, Portfolio Recovery Associates filed a second lawsuit for unpaid debt against Christine, with the next court date set on June 19th. On the 10th, she notified her followers that she went to see the film Detective Pikachu, recommending others to go see it in theaters. The next day, she revealed that her mother had found an old drawing made by Chris's half-brother, Cole Smithy, when he was a child, and also shared a childhood photo of him, commenting that he had been a handsome boy before he became a closed-off, distant type of movie critic. Chris then wrote a 30-tweet thread concerning the backstory of the Sonichu villain, Reldnak Natsu Natsirk. On May 13th, she posted a rainbow-colored throw blanket for sale on eBay for $200. When asked about the high price, she wrote that it was her mother's idea. The blanket was quickly bought by Jacob Sockness. It had been suggested that the money for the purchase was used to prematurely pay for their property tax bill. On the 16th, Chris unveiled the description of a new pony character she allegedly discovered, a distant cousin of the My Little Pony character Applejack, A.J. Farton, whose specialty was farting with the aroma of apple juice.
What the fuck?
On May 19th, Chris announced that she felt the cosmos, fate, destiny, and all else in their progress around her. It was at around this time that private messages between an unknown Twitter user and the enablers Sarah and Steve, who had gifted to Chris a Nintendo Switch and donated at least $100, were leaked on the QB forums. They wrote that they believed Christine was a goddess, and that they understood that being in contact with her would bring them nothing but negativity, but they accepted that fact. They were at the time saving up money to move to Virginia, after which time they would be making videos and running a new website for Chris, revealing their true identity. They claimed to only want to help her and be her friends, encouraging and enabling her to do what she liked since she could not get a conventional job. As debt further mounted, Christine found comfort in the people that followed her, for she could almost surely depend on someone to financially help her when needed. In her world, helping hands were always within reach. With such a life, there was no need to try, to improve, or to change.
Bong bong. Alright guys, so we made it to part 70. So, pretty intense. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream for today. We should be finishing the series tomorrow, actually, if I stream tomorrow night. Can we get 2 more likes and we'll be at 50? If 2 of you guys haven't hit that like button yet, smash it and we can end it at 50 likes. And yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. This has been a journey. Or if I stream, it'll be like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Go check out my video from earlier today. I promise there's no Zelda spoilers. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Thank you for hanging out with me. You guys rock. I appreciate y'all. The American stream. I like that. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for hanging out with me.